Yo, you tuned in to Guerilla Cross Radio.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Guerilla Cross Radio. Broadcasting live on GuerillaCross.com, the Guerilla Cross app. Download that free on iTunes and Google Play. And shout out to Craig Mack. Rest in peace. Passed away today. I think, 46, 48, something like
46,
that?
46.
Too young. Way too young. But, man, flavor in your ear. So, we have a lot of sports to talk about today. And the funny thing is, we're kind of known for being a predominantly NBA show. And the NBA might have to sneak in at the very end because we have so much going on today in the NFL. Free agency officially starts tomorrow, but everyone's committing today. We're going to talk about that. March Madness begins tonight. A lot of stuff going on, man. It's going to be a busy show. And Tiger Woods is back.
Hey, man.
Black Tiger from Wakanda. Good timing for him to make his comeback, though.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Very good time to make his comeback. I'm your host, Quan59. Got my man, Hollywood, Steve Huff, in the building. What's good?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Wearing the all-white.
Yeah. It's nice and...
all white Huff today.
All-white Huff. Supporting all people.
That's right.
Got my man, just in time, Josh Williams, in the building, wearing the Shaq Orlando rookie jersey.
That's right. That's right. It's a Black Shaq day.
Eric Gurnick would be proud of that.
Yeah, he would. Well, not proud. He burned his. He was one of the first jersey burners back in the day. He actually
Before it went viral.
Yeah, before it went viral, he actually ripped up the Shaq jersey when he signed to the Lakers.
And he crushed his CD with a baseball bat.
Yes. How dare you crush Shaq Diesel? It's disrespectful. But I got my man wearing every color in the spectrum. My man, Terrible Todd Levy, TRL, in the building. What's good?
What's up, guys?
Get into that mic a little more. I know it's been like 7 months. Let's actually count down.
Since Todd's been
Probably
in studio.
since September. He got married in October. Hasn't been back since.
I've been on the honeymoon, remember?
Yeah,
Long honeymoon.
He was on the honeymoon for at least 4 months.
We were successful, though.
He got this girl pregnant.
He did. I was told about that. I did not know. So she's 6 months now. So I was like, okay, you got right to business.
It was
right to business.
Wait a minute. Like, he went on his honeymoon. It was obviously a success. And that baby is almost born.
I'm pretty
Before
sure
you come back.
I'm pretty sure they had a honeymoon before the wedding.
But no.
I did the timing, but not to throw business out there, but I'm pretty sure the honeymoon existed before.
Just a few weeks.
How long have you guys been together, Todd?
Oh, about 9 years.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got married a long time
We've
ago.
been around the block a few times.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to turn their volume down. I would say it's Steve.
It's always Steve. I don't have anything.
Nope, it's Todd.
How do I turn my volume down?
On your
your
phone.
computer.
On your phone.
On your phone.
Todd's got the whole thing up on his laptop. Come on, Todd. I was hearing
Todd had
it.
the full volume up.
I
too.
just wanted to share it before we got started.
Oh, that's fine.
okay,
I
okay.
appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Let me go ahead and make it public. There.
Okay.
And we're good. We are good.
I shared mine, I thought. But
So-
maybe not.
No, you did. We're good. So we do got a full building, and the building's so full that we had to make sure Dave, we didn't have a seat for Dave. So he's actually in his car outside of the studio right now on the phone.
He's
so,
calling from Fremont, live from Fremont Street.
live from Fremont Street via satellite. Dave, what's good?
Cold-blooded, man. Todd just came in and cut me right out.
That's right.
You got excommunicated. It happens.
It happens. If you wore a shirt like Todd wore today with the chest open and everything, you would definitely have a seat.
Oh, I saw the picture. Trust me, nobody's looking for that from me.
It's all right. Todd can pull it off.
Todd can definitely pull that off.
I wasn't sure if we're having I didn't come dressed for the show. I should have.
Whoa, my volume's up. It happens. So, Dave, I know you don't have too much time to talk, so we'll let you decide what we talk about first. I know you already said in the chat group that Tiger is off limits while you're on the phone. Explain why.
Because I don't care. I just don't care.
Wow.
No love.
Everybody else cares
the
enough for me
woods.
to not care.
Oh,
right?
that's fair.
It's true.
That's fair.
You sound
That's
very
fair.
anti-Wakandan right now.
Yeah, thank you. Please. Tiger's about as Wakandan as I am. Get out of here.
Hey, Dave. But I did say last year when we when it even started coming out that he was having surgery again and all that, and I said, look, if he can
I hope
come.
Josh knows I can't hear a word he's saying.
My bad. We do have to.
Let's get that friendly, Mike.
Wait, sorry. We do have to get on the other mic as well. No, I was saying last year when he had that last back surgery and we were all talking about it, like, is Tiger done? Because I think that was the title of one of our segments was, is Tiger done? And I was like, look, if Tiger can come back and actually practice, I think he could be Tiger. You know, maybe not the Tiger that we all wish that he is, but maybe a new version of Tiger.
Well, but what he was before, that's impossible.
Yeah.
Everybody else got too much better. And now here I am talking about it. You stuck
we
with me.
did it.
That's
I
right.
knew I was going to get it.
That's
I knew
right,
I was gonna get it.
because look. All I can say is this: watching him play, I watched 3 out of the 4 days. I didn't watch Friday. I forget what I was doing on Friday, but I didn't have a chance to watch. Oh no, because he went out early on Friday.
I watched 2 hours of it.
He was
I'm
done.
Not gonna lie.
Hey, that's the
last 2 hours. I mean,
that's
that's
not bad.
yeah.
That's Sunday for casual golf watchers. Sunday is really all you need.
Yeah,
Me, I'm into it on Thursday.
definitely.
And he looked good. He looked good, Dave. So it all just comes down to health. If he can stay right here, the biggest thing really was he just could not get a putt to drop.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't. He wasn't dialed in with his distances, but he just wasn't able to get like one. He only needed like 3 putts. If he got 3 putts to drop, he would have won. But he didn't. He wasn't able to get 3, and so he ended up losing by a stroke.
But that 17-hole putt was
That
amazing
was crazy, and
to even keep him in it like
thank
that.
you for telling me about it early, because I was like, oh
Josh is on the
gosh,
streaming stick.
he's
That was
not
funny.
he's not gonna. I was like, he's done, and then Quan's like, oh my gosh, what a shot, and I was like, what happened? And he's like, oh, Tiger just made a putt. I was like, he did? I'm looking
Dave,
at it, and he's like 80 yards away, and I'm like, he's not gonna make this.
Dave, I
This
know
isn't
we
gonna
make fun
happen.
of Josh all the time for that streaming stick that he uses illegally. But it got the best of him this weekend because I'm telling him everything that happened 5 minutes before it happened
That's all right.
on his TV.
But see, I still got it for free.
Well, the streaming is always problematic because you're always behind.
Hey, I can.
Even when you do it officially, it's like if I watch NBA stuff, it's always messed up.
You're still a little bit behind, but as long as you're not like watching
Josh.
social media, you're fine.
This is going to be breaking news for Josh. Local TV is free. Get an antenna.
But
The antenna is not free.
golf channel is not.
But it was on CBS, wasn't it? Or NBC?
At that point,
I think it was
yeah.
NBC.
At that point, it was on NBC.
Okay.
Yeah, at that point, but the beginning part of the day was on Golf Channel.
So, yeah, basically we got Dave to talk about golf for 5 minutes.
There we
Or at
go.
least listen to golf.
I thought it was
go.
super.
Well, Tiger is the President's Cup captain. I don't know if you heard that.
Yep,
Him and
yep.
Ernie Els.
Yeah.
Good job. You even knew about Big Earn. Good job.
Big
I know
Yes.
about the Big Easy. Don't just because I don't enjoy it and don't play the game doesn't mean I don't know about it.
I forgot you're the encyclopedia, so it all.
I don't know about that.
the almanac.
Yes, you are Back to the Future. You are you knew about the Cubs winning in 2016.
We don't call him Dave Cyclopedia for nothing. All right, so Dave, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to jump into NFL free agency, or do you want to jump into?
No, I mean, because that would just devolve into me making fun of you for the 49ers. I don't care if it's incentive laden spending that much money on Richard Sherman. I think I'm going to give everybody else their chance to tee off on you for that one.
Hey, I didn't do the signing, but hey, we still got a lot of money to spend, so it's worth a chance.
That doesn't mean you have to see. They're
worth a
treated
chance.
like an NBA team when the cap goes up. It's like they're sitting there and they're giving out every bit of money that they have. It's like Richard Sherman's a terrible signing. I mean, I don't know.
wouldn't say terrible.
Achilles
I don't
and
know if
going
it's
backwards.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
what do you
terrible.
do? You go backwards.
I don't know if it's terrible as much as it's ill-advised.
But we also have to see how much of that is guaranteed. I don't think it's all guaranteed. I think there's a lot of performance stuff in there.
Yeah.
If he doesn't come back,
He actually
Healthy, it's
has
not gonna-
he actually has the highest per game performance. Like
Yeah.
basically like because he's getting paid different bonuses every game that he plays. Like he gets like $1 million a game that
Yeah.
he plays.
Well,
so if
but
he's
here's the
hurt,
problem.
he's not getting
He'll
a lot
be
of that
out
money.
there. He'll be healthy for the games. they'll find a way for that, but he's not going to be able to impact the game.
Oh no, but look, you know that if he's not playing well and he tweaks a hamstring, they'll shut him down for 6 weeks versus having him out there fighting through it. You know what I mean? Like, just because they have to pay him. So that's when you start getting all those like front office issues where, you know, they're not trying to pay me my performance bonuses and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, they definitely can do that. I could definitely see them doing that.
But it's also
But hey, I'm just happy that I came up with the idea. I realized that the Seahawks team was the Doc Rivers KG Celtics, where basically they got one in, but when you hear them talk and you hear everybody else talk about them, you would think they won like 5 or 6.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had 2. They had a bad call on the goal line that one time against the Patriots.
Yeah, well,
But they didn't, though.
It's not a bad sign. I don't think it's like a high-risk signing. I mean, he played in division. He knows the other teams well. You take him away from a divisional rival, you know? Like 1 or 2 games swing in that division could mean a wild card or the title. So, like, I don't think it's a bad thing. The Niners, they have some money because they haven't been doing much the last few years, so...
please,
settle down,
the Rams
Odell.
are winning that division. Let's not act like this is changing anything.
All right.
The Rams.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Steve.
Yeah, when Jimmy G loses the first game of the year, you can come back and
Guarantee that's not happening.
let me know about it.
Well, they haven't lost since November, so. And Jimmy G's actually, they're undefeated with Jimmy G as the starting quarterback. I'm not sure if any of you guys actually knew that.
Yeah, I'm sadly well aware.
Yeah.
Sadly.
But, I mean, Rams did get Aqib Talib, which actually they had a trade
It's true.
for Denver traded him to the 49ers. Aqib said, I will not show up. So they blocked the trade and then traded him to the Rams. I'm not sure why he didn't want to show up to San Francisco.
Because y'all still suck.
No, we don't.
Well, didn't he snatch somebody's chain?
It might be something like that. He might be wanting to play for a ring.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all good.
Maybe it's too close to the guy's house where he snatched that chain last. And, you know.
Wow.
He's
Yeah.
gotta have it.
Wow.
Sam
Dave,
Bradford just signed for $20 million.
You think that Aqib Talib not going to San Fran might have something to do with that chain he snatched in Oakland? And that being like right down the street?
No, I don't think he cares about that.
I don't know.
Oh, my
Maybe these black people problems. Like nobody's thinking about this with me.
All right, let's get into Todd, do you have the list pulled up of all these everything that's happened in the NFL right now?
yeah, ESPN.com has a list.
So do you
Well,
have the
I
list
can
pulled
tell
up?
you some of the same things. I mean, Bradford stealing more money,
Yeah,
and
I just
Taysom
saw
getting
that.
overpaid, and
What
Kirk
about-
Cousins getting overpaid.
What about
and-
Jordy Nelson, big fan favorite?
Yeah, Jordy Nelson gets cut from the Packers. He's been hurt a little bit.
He's
hurt
been
every year.
He's been hurt, and he's
And
been breaking.
He's not getting younger.
He's been breaking real things. So yeah, I mean, Jordy was never a Blazer, so it wasn't like he could afford to lose even half a step.
He's an Aaron Rodgers creation. I don't really worry that much about it.
But it's hard
He
because he's
was
a
good-
Packer
he was
fan
a-
favorite too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so is everybody else they put out there when Rodgers is healthy.
No,
so
but the Packers don't cut a lot of people.
Yeah.
Though. They've never really been a team like usually if they don't bring you back, your contract ran out.
Or they're Brett Favre.
well,
Yeah, well, you retire 5 times. But yeah, no, Sam Bradford, $20 million. Like, how in the heck is Sam Bradford ever worth $15 million?
guaranteed.
15 guaranteed. That is lunacy. The Cardinals are idiotic. That's
all these
ridiculous.
teams are idiotic. I wouldn't have trusted him out of college.
At the same time, Cardinals need to get somebody.
But
But there's a lot more quarterbacks out there.
How do you go from Carson Palmer, who has Twizzlers for ACLs,
Yeah.
to a man that's just as bad? He's blown out his knee like 4 times too.
And he's a lot younger for that to be happening.
Man, that's crazy. I just saw that, and that's
This
tragic.
feels like a lot of football at the wrong time to me.
Dave wants the madness to begin.
I'm really just dying for Thursday. Come on.
Okay. Let's we'll get back into the NFL then, because
Dave's not excited for the first 4, I guess.
No, I never get excited for that. I think it's ridiculous. It's an excuse to get Syracuse in.
to watch Boeheim in the 2-3 zone.
Yeah, that pretty much, and they'll get a win out of it. I mean, Arizona State has no zone offense to speak of. They'll win.
Paul Postlowsny retired today. That just popped up too.
all right.
Yeah.
So Dave, there's some teams that got in. Like I really don't. And we're going to jump back to the NFL after Dave hangs up.
Thank God.
Because he hates us. Man, there's some teams that made it. I really, you said Oklahoma was going to make it. I still don't think they should have
I
at
said
all.
they were going to make it. I knew
I'm
that.
not saying they should have. I just knew they would.
Yeah, I knew they were.
And there's some teams that did make it that should have, or that at least could have. And there's some teams that actually, it seems like the FBI kept them out of the NCAA tournament. We have USC, Oklahoma State. Who else is in there? Louisville. So, Dave, give us your thoughts about this, about the brackets. Arizona's a 4 seed.
I heard Louisville's players didn't even want to accept the invite to the.
Yeah, they didn't get a choice on that one.
Yeah.
To what?
They shouldn't have a choice. It should be the coaches.
To what?
To the
NIT?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody wants to go to the NIT.
I wouldn't want to go to the NIT.
Yeah.
Well, the worst is when they had that CBI one, where that's the even lower teams.
Yeah.
Like when you weren't good enough for the NIT, that's when you get that call, you decline that call.
That's the one you don't want to go to.
Wow.
That's for Middle Tennessee State. That's not for us.
So what do you think about some of these brackets, Dave?
Well, first off, as far as teams not getting in, realistically, maybe with the exception of a St. Mary's or a Middle Tennessee State, they might have some kind of argument. But realistically, who are you talking about? Baylor, Louisville, USC? They're not that good. It's not like we're missing out on one of the best teams in the country or something.
And I'm not saying missing out, but for those schools and for those teams, they're missing out.
Win more games.
Yeah, but other teams are in it that aren't good at all. Oklahoma was what?
They lost
2-8
in their
last 10 games.
Well, and they haven't won a road game in 2018. Don't forget
horrible.
that one.
That's horrible. And
But
I know
they
you
had-
want to
they
get
had the
the
most
guy that leads
buzz.
the country in scoring and assists, and
Yeah.
they had a good start to the season. They want to put him in if they could.
They
in
had the
any way
most.
justify
They had
it.
the most buzz out of all college teams. They had the most buzz.
Yeah, they got a big name.
And then what do you think about Arizona being a 4 seed?
That's really low. I think some of that's just worry. They certainly did. Their path is not.
The South
Fantastic.
region is insane, actually. If you look at some of the teams in there.
Yeah, realistically, because what I was saying, if you remember last week, I was saying that I think the way that to possibly beat Virginia, even though I'm not sure anybody does, is an athletic team playing smart and coming together at the right time. Well, they're getting one of those two because you're probably seeing Kentucky or Arizona in the Sweet 16, and those are exactly the right profile for a team that could maybe do a little something like that.
I don't think Virginia even makes the Final Four.
I don't either.
Have you watched Virginia this year?
Yeah, but
No.
even the history of 1 seeds. They even showed the history of the 1 seeds that starting out the season unranked, not in the top 20.
Virginia was unranked to start the year.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
So for what they
I
did,
don't know about that. That does not sound correct.
I don't know. Might want to look that up.
If they weren't, even if they were they top 25? But if they were top 25 and go all the way from top 25 to a number 1 seed in the tournament, that is still a significant jump.
Yeah, but I'm just not.
Oh,
I'm not
Dave
high
can't
on.
hear me.
I'm not. Yeah, you got to pass that mic, Todd.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Say that again for Dave.
No, I was just saying, even if they were in the top 25, to jump from top 25, like if they were 20 to 25, and then, but in the season as a 1 seed in the tournament, that's a significant jump. Like
Yeah,
you
but
had
they
a lot
have
of
2
people.
losses. They play in one of the best, if not the best,
Very
conferences
true.
in the country.
Did they win the ACC tournament?
Yes, they won regular season and the tournament.
All right.
They're
Yeah,
31-2, 17-1 in conference.
Yeah,
That's quite legit.
I'm still not
Yeah.
taking
They have
them.
an
I'm still
8-game
not taking them
win
for the
streak
Final
going.
Four.
I just okay. Who's their coach? Exactly.
Tony Bennett.
No, I didn't know that. Am I like I feel
Well,
like
they're
the
not the
tournament.
most glamorous team to watch. Their style of play is not one that really makes you want to watch them.
No, but like the tournament lends itself to certain profiles. Like that's why that's why a lot of times like you can go without watching basketball the whole season, the whole college season, and still pick a solid amount of teams to get out, just because there's certain coaches and there's certain profiles that they lend themselves to this time of year. Certain coaches know how to navigate all these games. You know what I mean? And if I don't know you or you haven't proven it to me yet, I just sit back and say you'll probably lose in the second or third round. I don't think you get to the Elite Eight. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, a lot of it you're dependent on a lot of them getting beat on Kentucky and Arizona, who have not really played all that well all season.
That's true.
Coming together and figuring it out, because Cincinnati and Tennessee are more gritty, hard-nosed teams. I mean, they'll play right into Virginia's hands.
Yeah, I think I was looking at Virginia when I was looking these up, and when I saw their record, I kind of picked them like as my favorite as far as just the way that they play. And I think that, like you guys were saying, is they're not fun to watch. There's nothing really like interesting about them. There's not one player on a team who I was like, yeah, this guy's just going to take over a game if they get in trouble. And they don't have a big name coach. But with all that said, you got to look at their record and what they've done this year. So there will be those teams. I feel like the reason why Duke and North Carolina and some of these like big name teams are always in the Elite Eight or the Final Four is it's almost like, Cleveland or Golden State, some point of the season, they just know how to turn it on. And some of these coaches, when they get to this tournament, they know how to turn it on and get their players to do things, beyond what they've been doing, throughout just their season in the other smaller tournaments. But I don't know, when I see this team and the fact that they just keep winning, I can't go against them. I feel like if they lose, it's definitely an upset. Like whoever beats them.
It is definitely an upset.
Yeah.
This is their best team. This is their team that scores the most. I mean, they don't put up high scores, but now granted, Pittsburgh was god awful this year. But do you know that when they played Pittsburgh, they held Pittsburgh to 7 points at the half?
Oh wow.
That's a conference game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, Virginia wasn't ranked in the AP top 25 till week 4.
Okay.
Which is crazy because you go by some ranking things, like some of the more computer things and stuff like that. They had them at like number 9 going into the season, and some people were even higher on them.
Huh. Well, AP and USA Today coaches poll both. I think they got in the USA Today coaches poll week 3 at 25, and then week 4 in the AP.
Because they're not glamorous. They don't have any big name freshmen coming in. They're not that type of team. But they're the type of team you hate to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
But I mean, the clock is ticking for them. I mean, they need to make a Final Four, just with the way they've been playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Definitely.
For sure.
But I mean, I'm high on Arizona. I like Arizona a lot. I think they've been through a lot this year. That 4 seed is way too low. They definitely should have been probably a 1 or 2. I mean, they shouldn't have been under a 3. 4 is way too low for Arizona.
No, I mean the Pac-12 was bad, but you're a regular season and conference champion.
Yeah.
They should have. I would agree that they probably should have made their way up to a 3 seed. I mean, but that means you have to bump Tennessee, you have to bump Michigan, which Michigan was definitely better than them this year. Michigan State was definitely better, and Texas Tech played probably better in a better conference. I mean, it's tough when you start getting into those high seeds sometimes. You have to – because, I mean, even you look at a guy like DeAndre Ayton, who's probably the number 1 pick in the draft, he doesn't show up all the time. I mean, he definitely doesn't show up on defense the way he should for his athleticism and size.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, he's definitely the number 1 pick, I think, easily. But, yeah, I mean, I like Arizona. I like Michigan. I like Michigan State. Yeah, I'm not
Michigan
sure.
State
I
Duke
haven't...
is looming as a game that might decide the national championship. Now granted, Duke's defense has been terrible this year, but Bagley has also been unbelievable. So I mean, if Duke is playing well and hitting shots, I mean, there's not a team that beats them.
Yeah, and I haven't done my bracket
Michigan
yet.
State is that could be possibly the game of the tournament.
Yeah,
and that's Sweet
Michigan
16.
State.
I like Michigan State. They've been through a lot, and I think we talked about this on Thursday's show. They've been through a lot, with all the questions with Larry Nassar and all that stuff happening at Michigan State. But I think right now they can focus on just basketball, and they're a really good team. They're a really good team. I haven't done my bracket yet. Have you guys done your brackets?
No.
Nah,
Michigan State's great in March. Also, Izzo is one of those coaches that knows how to get his team ready, but he's not very good in April.
They've won
They've
some.
won, but they've lost a lot.
They've won some.
Look, I'm not saying he's gonna win, but he gets to Elite Eights and Final Fours.
Yeah.
With lesser talent.
But he has, in recent years, that's been dipping a little bit.
Sure. I mean, but look, if you really look at most years, especially in the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years, going into the tournament, people tend to pick Michigan State simply because he always keeps veterans on that team, and he'll still have 1 or 2 freshman phenoms that everyone needs to see, but he tends to keep his kids. And I think like Kansas is similar. Like they usually have, like Bill Self usually has 1 or 2 veterans. It's not this like revolving door of freshmen, because everyone always makes all this hoopla up about freshmen, but this is when freshmen tend to show that they're still freshmen, is when they get to this time of year. It's a lot of basketball.
This year they're dependent on a freshman. I mean, Miles Bridges is a sophomore, but Jaren Jackson's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft. His performance there, I think part of Michigan State's problem is they keep starting Nick Ward with them when realistically Jackson should be their center as a guy who can play defense and shoot threes, and Miles Bridges should probably be their 4. They're playing everybody out of position. I think that holds Michigan State back. They make some tough lineup choices to get veterans in this case, where I'm not sure with this year's team that Izzo's making the right decision.
Sure, and this is when you start to speak French. I've got nothing. I've watched literally 20 minutes of a game. I know no names. I don't even know numbers. Like I can't even be like, come on, 23. Come on, 15. What the heck's wrong with you? I got nothing.
That's why you guys deal with my nonsense to keep me around.
Yeah. You definitely get kept because you're look, to somebody that's a Michigan State fan right now, they're like, that's right. He's right. I'm like, sure. I'll have to ride out with you on that one. I'm riding out.
Anytime I watch college games, I'm always speaking in numbers. I'm like, let's go number 5. Come on. I'm like, let's go. Give number 20 the ball. Like, hurry up. Like,
they can't stop him.
Like NBA level, but I mean, I want to know something about what I'm watching in the tournament. Not that it ever helps me win brackets or anything, but I still like to know kind of something going into the tournament so I can sound like I know what I'm talking about, even though I probably don't. It's
yes, you do,
I
Dave.
think I've looked at it 5 different ways and had 5 different national champions.
Yeah. So who's your pick? I know we kind of picked on Thursday, but now that we have the bracket set, who's your pick?
I feel like right now I'm kind of leaning Michigan State, although them and Duke might make that a mistake. I don't believe in Kansas. Xavier's a nice story, but I mean they're definitely the softest 1 seed. And I mean, I think they're going to have problems with Gonzaga. I mean, you also have Michigan State. I'm not Michigan State, but Michigan in that bracket. You got Carolina in that bracket, even though I don't think Carolina's that good this year. I mean, it's going to be an interesting year. I think if they don't implode and feel the pressure too much, Virginia should be the easy favorite. They're veteran. They can score enough, and they have the right teams. I just don't think the easy favorite generally wins.
Yeah.
Where Michigan State has the right blend, if they put lineups in correctly, they can be really tough for everybody to deal with because they can play an athletic game and they can play a more lockdown physical game, whereas most of these teams Duke can only play one way. Duke's going to have to outscore you because they can't stop anybody. The 5 of us could get out there, and I think we can get some points on that Duke team this year.
Whoever outscores the other guy wins, usually.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Whoever scores the most points is going to win that game.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that deep analysis.
I think if one of us can sacrifice himself and get a couple texts from Grayson Allen, we might stand a chance to win.
Well, here's the thing. It won't be to me because if you've noticed, Grayson Allen usually singles out not white guys.
Yeah. And
Most of his victims are not white.
As he warms up in the equality tee. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love how the media talks about Grayson Allen.
Steve, I think I don't know if you saw the breaking news, but the villain in the next Black Panther movie is going to be Grayson Allen. I don't know if you saw that.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Is he
Wakanda might be in trouble.
is he the
That's
villain
pretty
in that
good.
movie?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
he's
good.
just tripping T'Challa left and right.
That's
Wow.
pretty good.
He's sweeping a leg all day.
All right, Dave. Any last thoughts? I know you got to get back to Fremont Street.
Daylight
Sometimes you got to get
savings
back
time.
to work here. No, just excited for the tournament. I mean, I'm sure we'll get back into the NBA as we go forward. But I mean, right now it's just NBA is kind of a holding pattern. It's a little crazy though in the West. I'm going to go on record. I don't think San Antonio makes playoffs, even with Kawhi Leonard coming back.
Doesn't make the playoffs.
And
Wow.
I'm letting
Make
you
it-
know
mark
that you're
it down.
crazy. I'm letting you know right now
A little
you're
after
crazy.
3 o'clock on March 13th.
Wow.
I'm letting you know right now you're crazy. That's not going to happen.
I think there's a chance that all 5 teams in the Northwest make the playoffs.
I mean,
Wow.
but listen, right now, where's San Antonio seated?
They are
Like,
out of the playoffs.
Are they?
Yeah,
Did they fall all the way
they're,
out?
They're number
Yes,
10
they are
right
out
now.
right now.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Which they're tied with 7. So, I mean, it's 7
oh,
7 to...
okay.
Not-
It's
not
just
quite.
tiebreaker. Just
They're actually a
tiebreaker?
little below now.
Just
They're a little
tiebreaker?
below that now. They're tied outside of the playoffs.
Okay.
Clippers have 36 wins at number 7. San Antonio and Denver have 37 wins at number 9 and 10. So actually,
okay.
Played number of losses type
Oh,
deal
okay,
right now.
okay.
So in the win column, they're actually ahead of number 7 Clippers, but it's Utah, Denver, and San Antonio is tied at number 8.
The bull girl on the tricycle is struggling. I've never seen she's never been on TV before. She's struggling to keep this going.
Wow.
I know Steve can't see it. You know the
I gotta
girl on
take
the
a look.
the girl on the unicycle that throws the bowls on her head.
Sorry, Dave. We
Panda.
accidentally have the
She's-
TV on.
She's legit had about 5 drops. I've never ever seen them drop these in all my years at halftime.
Well, they
shows
stole her
and everything else.
unicycle a little ways back. I think it's still messing with her.
Oh man, she's been struggling. She's
She's like the Spurs.
She's got
She's like the
she's got
Spurs.
5 bowls. She's she's got about 15 on her head. She's up to 5 bowls. She just had a drop. I think TV's eating her up. The TV pressure's eating her up.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, I will say she's doing something that
Nope, another drop. I'm trying to tell you, she's struggling. Quad, I've never seen this
Wow.
before, dog. That's her 4th time dropping.
I mean,
Wow.
she's doing something that probably like I don't know, 98% of the planet cannot do.
No, at all.
even where she's at now.
At all.
So like,
Hey,
yeah, she's
but
about
she
to-
gets paid to do this.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
like,
if you got to do your job if you get paid to do your job.
Hey.
I don't care how hard that job is.
She's struggling. Like I've literally never seen them ever drop ever.
she's about to cry on TV.
She's already crying. She looks like she's crying.
Wow.
She's frustrated.
She's upset.
Leave Red Panda alone.
Red Panda. I think that is her name.
That's her
actually.
name,
That
yeah,
is her
it
name.
is.
Wow, Red Panda.
Red
Yeah,
Panda.
Red Panda.
Red Panda struggling.
I was about to say, slow down, Dave, but apparently,
She already
Never
she already
mind.
she
Yeah.
already was racist to herself.
Come on now.
Not racist.
I'm not just gonna make up a name and call her Red Panda out of the blue.
Steve and Josh were looking around like, wow, Dave's racist when he's
He
not
thought I was
here.
being racist or some nonsense. No, that's what she calls herself.
Like Dave's racist when he's not in the building. Wow.
Yeah. I know how to put some distance between me and anybody else.
All right. Well, I think Josh and Steve want to end the show to watch TV.
No, I'm good.
Seems
I'm
like
good.
it.
I'm good.
Steve's turned all the way around.
I've never seen somebody on a unicycle throw bowls on their head.
Yeah, no, I've
Are we
seen
going to be watching the games when we do the show on Thursday?
Yeah. I didn't know if we're
won't-
doing the show Thursday.
I won't be here.
Josh is out, but yeah, we'll have all the games on.
Damn it, the Cal Ripken.
Because I'm going to be downtown, so it'll be
Okay.
very easy for me.
Yeah, definitely.
If I'm not doing a show with you guys, I'll be doing a show by myself.
Yeah,
For anybody sitting in the vicinity of me.
yeah. So Thursday, that's all we'll be doing is watching the games and talking about the games live on the show.
Boo.
Sounds good to me. I'll be needing to watch those games.
Dope. All right, Dave. Well, we will see you Thursday then. Have fun down there on Fremont Street.
Much appreciated. Thank you for the time, gentlemen.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yo, if you guys want to call in, we're not giving you that much airtime because he's part of the show. But if you guys want to call in, hit us up 702-608-3259. Once again, that phone number is 702-608-3259. We're talking about NFL free agency, March Madness, a little bit of NBA, Tiger Woods, and more. You know what I'm saying? But jumping back to Tiger, because I know you want to get into that a little bit more. Is he back? That's the big question. Tiger had, second place, missed it by one shot. Is Tiger Woods officially back?
It had me watching golf again.
Listen, I haven't watched it since probably 2013 or 14.
I
like legitimately that much.
I literally was talking to somebody earlier, and I really realized something. I was like, you know what? I'm a major golf watcher, but I love Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't love golf. I love Tiger.
There you go.
And I never realized that was really what it was. Like, I thought that he made me love golf.
He's the gateway
but
golfer.
but he really made me love him. And
I feel you.
yeah, I mean, like I'll sit and watch majors, but even then I'm just kind of watching. I'm not like dialed in that I'm like.
And Tiger doesn't make us just want to watch golf. Like, we're excited to watch him try to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's made a casual fan that doesn't even watch golf that might watch some highlights on Sports Center.
Sure.
Actually sit there on a Sunday
and give 5 hours
and watch at least 2 hours of his last 9 holes or whatever it is, and being excited about that. Todd, I mean, you mentioned that as well.
It's funny. One of my buddies, Mike Allardyce, a.k.a. Dice, just texted me. He's like, remember when you lost $100 to me on that Tiger shot?
Really?
Do you remember the famous Tiger shot where
in
it
the Masters?
stops rolling?
In the Masters?
Yeah. I've never bet on. I don't bet a lot on sports to begin with, and I've never bet on golf.
Yeah.
But my roommate at the time bet me, "I'll give you $1 if he misses. You give me $100 if he makes it." On that shot. On that shot, and we're literally watching it. The Nike ball stops.
And then trundles
but
in.
listen, real quick, Todd. Don't ever put $100 towards $1.
There's a first and
like
last
at least,
time.
That is
at least get $5.
Yeah,
you got to get something a
What
little
were
more
the
than $1.
odds
bro.
on making that shot? I don't know.
They weren't
more
good.
than
I got a
101.
good.
Yeah, they
I got a
weren't.
good.
They
I
said
got-
more than 101.
I got a good story out of it that we can,
Yeah,
talk about
forever.
One of the most famous golf shots.
No,
I
it
lost
is.
money on it.
It is. Oh well, that's
So you have a
that's
story.
a good way to look at it.
You paid $100
So I'm
for a good story.
I'm glad Tiger's back, so we can talk about that again.
That's good. Paid $100 for a good story. Listen, Todd's the richest man in this room, so he could do that.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff, Todd.
I was watching the Selection Sunday show,
Mhm.
and
Sunday was a good
before,
sports day. by
Before
the
the
way.
Selection Sunday show, the stupid Kevin Hart movie was on.
That's
I'm like-
what Dave said.
Yeah, I'm like, there has
No,
to be.
Todd said that.
I'm
Oh,
like-
is that what Todd
Yeah.
said?
I'm like, there has to
Okay.
be something
other white
better.
guy in the
There has to
group.
be something better on. So then I turn on Tiger and I watch the last 4 holes, but it was
Nice.
amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
It
was.
just drew me in again.
Yeah.
So Kevin Hart made you watch Tiger Woods pretty much.
Basically,
That's
2018.
That's hard.
Wow.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's a heart.
That's a hard.
What Kevin Hart movie was it?
It's the one with Will Ferrell, I think.
Oh, Get Hard.
I
It's
haven't
not
seen
good.
that
Yeah,
That's what she said.
That's the name of the movie.
I know.
It's the name of the movie.
You're just not supposed to say it with that much emphasis.
Oh, well, fair enough. Fair enough.
That movie is kind of rough to watch, though.
But don't bet on golf.
That movie, honestly, the premise of it could be hysterical. Like Will Ferrell's part in that movie, like literally, like I was like, this is
I
gonna
love
be
Will
funny.
Ferrell.
But Kevin Hart's part was like so outlandish, like
Yeah.
it didn't make sense.
It's too much.
Like it was too much. That I watched a little bit of it, but then like I was like, I can't. I feel like I'm getting dumber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
All right, let's. Did you watch any of the golf?
I watched a little bit.
You said that means no.
No, I did. I watched a little
Highlights.
bit. I didn't sit and I watched more than just the highlights. I was actually
Which
at work
Which day did you watch?
Saturday. 'Cause
Okay.
I was at work, so I was every
Saturday
time I
was
went on
his,
break. Yeah, I was
was
trying to
Saturday
get in
his
front of a
best day,
TV.
or was it Friday? I think it was Friday. Friday was his best day.
I don't know. I know I watched this weekend. I watched a little bit on Saturday. Then I watched all the highlights or whatever on Sunday, and I was kind of just keeping track, just seeing like, is he winning and where is he at, and that alone was, I don't do that with any other golf event ever. And then I think it was either last week, the week before this, or it might have happened earlier in this week. But I remember he hit a shot and the wind kicked it back. and you see him talking to his caddy, and I think later on ESPN they had like subtitles up of what he was saying, and he was just like, "Oh man, is the wind getting? Oh, the wind got it, man. What the heck? You know, like he's just like it's almost like he hit this shot and he knew it was good, and then the wind took it and brought it back.
Yeah.
And it's so much little in that. It's like when you if you play basketball and you shoot a J and it just feels great.
Yeah.
And then the wind blows and it's like you just know it before before the ball is like, halfway to the rim.
The kids of today will never understand.
That's why
when
you're
playing outside.
You
take it all inside.
I haven't played outside forever.
But you get that feeling that Tiger is feeling it.
Yeah.
And I think
he looks like he looks healthy again, though. Like I said, I think a lot of his comebacks in recent years, he was trying to come back off still being hurt. Like, okay, let me still try to pull this off.
Sure.
Still being hurt with back pain or the
right.
Leg surgery, whatever.
They posted a number. Like some of Tiger's numbers are just so crazy it's stupid. But they posted a number about Jordan Spieth's missed cuts.
Yeah.
And Jordan Spieth, he's only been out, 3, maybe 4 years?
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth has more missed cuts in 3 years than Tiger Woods has in an entire career.
Wow.
That is stupid. So that's crazy.
And that's the point I was about to make about Tiger. I think the reason people are so intrigued with Tiger is, and this is just something I think that's in the subconscious of everybody, sport has always been kind of a wealthy man's sport. Golf. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Golf is more of a wealthy man's sport.
True.
So when you watch these golfers, you just kind of think these guys started doing this out of leisure.
Yeah.
They got good and they're doing this.
Sure.
But everybody knows Tiger's story from like training when he was 4.
Yeah.
And I almost
3.
look at Tiger. You're right. I know personally, I kind of look at Tiger like, man, this is
2
all
years
this
and 9
dude's
months.
got. You know what I mean? Like either Tiger has golf or he has nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Tiger just, because of golf, he can retire, go to his $1 million home and whatever. But without that, where would Tiger be? Who would Tiger be? So I'm looking at a guy playing because this means everything. And he plays like it. When he wins, he pumps his fist. He yells like, I never saw golfers do that before Tiger. There might be a little you know what I mean? Like a little fist pump or something, but very subtle, very small. Then you got the golf clap,
Well, the elephant in the room, he broke racial barriers in golf.
Of course, that too,
That's one of the biggest things, being that great in a 99.999 white man sport.
Not 999.
There's Tiger and VJ Singh. Only 2.
That and then Chi-Chi and
you got a few now.
Lee Trevino, I guess I think a little bit. I think he was something. He was another. But
he was another.
That was it.
And then
Josh, black, white, and another.
Other. Yeah.
I remember when Tiger Woods, I think it was his first Masters he won. You get to like pick the meal or something, and somebody made the comment about
Fuzzy Zoller.
Make sure you don't serve collard greens
or
whatever.
Collard greens and fried chicken, whatever they eat. Whatever it is they do.
And I think finally seeing this black man win like the biggest event in white sports, you know what I mean? And then to get something like that.
Yeah,
that just made me love Tiger even more.
Yeah.
Where I don't think it's like as big as Jackie Robinson going into baseball.
Is what he called himself.
Yeah. But when the police pulled over, put him over, they called him black.
No. Like we said before, I just want to know what Tiger's license says.
Yeah,
that's the real test.
Yeah,
what, his driver's license?
Because on your license, no, not his name.
No, we're talking about
under his race.
Yeah,
because they don't,
that's a good question.
On licenses, they don't get through all the other stuff.
Yeah,
they cut straight to the chase.
No. Yeah.
What are you really?
Right.
And so I really that would be actually really interesting. Like if somebody could dig that up.
I would love to see that picture.
Black, is it? Very interesting.
So y'all, if any food servers are out there that have to get his ID when you take his credit card,
that's great.
Send us a picture.
That's great.
We'll give you a free gift card to Best Buy for $5, or Todd will give you $100 to have another good story. He'll pay for another good story.
I think Todd would pay that $100 for that story. That's pretty good.
So, a real question.
Okay.
This is probably the first golf tournament since the Olympics, and he watched his ex-girlfriend Lindsey Vonn won a medal. Think that motivated him at all to come back?
I think Phil Mickelson winning last week motivated the heck out of those. I think that really helped. But I like we talked about.
I think
this
him
last
just being
week.
like he needs to be back. You know what I'm saying? I think his own motivation was himself.
Yeah,
and getting back out there and winning again. Because let's face it, he's still young enough to win a lot more.
Yeah,
he is. Yeah,
look, he can still golf is look. The whole thing with Tiger from the beginning was golf is something that he could be great at for 20+ years.
Exactly. And he could make us forget that he wasn't around for the last 10.
Yeah. One of the things too that he's been saying is like his kids are now at an age like his kids used to say like, "Dad, you were pretty good," and he's like, "Yeah, Dad was pretty good."
Wow.
Like but now his kids have never seen him be good.
Yeah.
Like not Tiger good. Like they've seen him win, I think, but I think they were really young the last time.
They know.
And some of the listeners' kids have never seen you
And
do good either, parents.
I don't think he let
do better, be better parents.
He doesn't let them
This
win
is
at
a
putt
message
either,
from-
right?
This is a
I hope
message
not.
from let the.
He doesn't let his kid beat him at Scandia when they go
This is
and
a
play,
message
right?
from Ball Stars. What's your
The legendary
Legendary
ball
Ball
stars.
Stars.
The legendary ball stars.
legendary
better
Ball
parents.
Stars?
Be better than your parents.
I think that's definitely a huge.
All right, we
thing
got 5
where-
more seconds of golf because you guys are killing me.
All right, you definitely want your kids to see you
4,
be great. So I
3,
think that's probably a little bit of his motivation
2.
too.
Yeah.
But we love Tiger being Tiger.
And this episode is called Black Tiger.
A Black
Black
Tiger episode.
Panther came out, maybe.
Exactly. He had vibranium in his
Him,
golf
Phil,
club.
and Lindsey
I saw,
Vonn.
I saw your post about the
Yeah.
vibranium. I'm so through with you. Oh my!
Wait,
God.
what was this?
On hole 17.
His Facebook
Do you know
post.
what vibranium is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's the secret source that gives the power to the people.
There you go.
The power to the people.
That is the
That
best
was actually
definition
very
I've ever
good
heard.
definition. I like that
Good
one.
answer, Todd.
Strong.
I think
Don't-
it's power.
Don't let him talk
I
down
think
to
the soul
you.
stone's there, though. Let's give it a little.
I think so too. Yeah.
The
talks
soul
about-
stone. What is
Yeah.
the soul stone?
Come on,
Get in
man.
that mic, Todd, and
Soul.
talk about that.
It's the one stone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that they haven't revealed yet.
Yeah, Infinity Stone.
The Infinity Stones.
Like
Oh.
Vision has one in his head.
Yeah.
They had one, and they had one in almost all the different movies. Guardian of the Galaxy had one, the purple stone.
Yeah.
Um,
I
there
never
was
got
one in
into Guardian of
Thor.
the Galaxy. That
Yeah.
wasn't really my thing.
There was a one in Thor. There was one
the
in
Time Stone.
There's been a handful of them. That
I'm
came
gonna be
up,
very
like, yeah.
confused in Infinity War when Guardian of the Galaxy comes up and there's gonna be like a joke
Dude.
that everyone else gets.
Just watch it.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
go
Just
watch
watch
them.
them.
They're
They're
actually
good.
really
Dude,
How
good.
far
you won't
behind
like
are
them.
you?
I want
How
to.
far behind are you?
Why I didn't watch any of
There's
the
only
Guardians.
2 Guardians.
There's only 2.
Yeah, go
I
watch
know.
them.
That's like
but-
one night.
Trust me,
Well,
you'll
and
like
then
it.
and then
Trust
Thor,
me.
I didn't.
Get
I didn't
some
watch,
pizza.
I didn't catch Ragnarok.
Zoe. That's
Just-
all I gotta say.
Come over, bro.
Ragnarok's.
You'll,
I got them both at home.
Ragnarok's
Listen,
pretty
you'll
good. I've
wa-
heard that one was
Listen,
alright.
you'll want to find
name was just
you'll
god-awful.
want to find a green girl.
The biggest
Yeah.
the biggest
Oh,
knock
well,
about
yeah, yeah,
Thor
Zoe
Ragnarok
Saldana.
So
is that it's
worth
too
watching
funny.
just for that.
Yeah.
She's not getting naked, Quan. There. I said it.
She has
I
antennas.
said it
She-
on Unnamed Sports Show. I said it.
She has antennas, Quan. What do you?
Yeah, she's green, Quan. She was blue in daggone
And Avatar.
in Avatar.
And now she's green.
Right, wait. First off,
Talking
how
about
am
getting
I-
girls naked on the
first
sports
off,
show
how-
on Guerilla Cross Radio.
I mean, first off, how am I getting Monique? And they start talking
They're not.
about
She's
Marvel.
not a girl. She's an alien race. So
Well,
let's give a little. There's
Wow.
an asterisk there.
we were on point because
She's not even
Wakanda is
human.
a real place, and the
She's
Soul
not-
Stone is there.
She's not a real person.
Tiger went there, and now he went from,
Decent to back on
decent
top.
to being Tiger.
Anyways,
So,
Malcolm Butler just signed a 5-year, $61 million deal with the Titans.
Oh, okay. So he left. He left the Patriots too.
Oh yeah, he left. I mean, he didn't play in the Super Bowl. He wasn't going back. He definitely wasn't going back there. So
yeah.
let's jump into more of the NFL. We talked about it a little bit already. Just talked about Butler signing there. Kirk Cousins. I think that's the big signing everyone's going crazy about. 3 years, 85?
85, all guaranteed.
All guaranteed millions.
idiots.
3 years.
Idiots.
But
I'm a Redskin fan.
And
Idiots.
but what they're talking about with this contract is he broke open the contract for the NFL now. So this is actually good for the players
True.
in the NFL with this contract.
That's fully guaranteed.
Is
Yeah.
he one of the highest paid guys now?
Well, I mean,
Drew
he's
Brees
been-
behind
he-
Brees.
No, he's
been
a
the-
high. He's a highest
He had
guaranteed.
been
Highest
the,
guaranteed, that's what I mean.
He had
Oh,
been
my gosh.
the highest paid player the last 2 years running.
Yeah.
with the
With the 1 year
with the 1 year deal.
franchise tag.
Oh my god, am I the only one that's just like annoyed by this? Like,
Oh, I'm not.
oh my
Look,
gosh.
look,
You're
I'm-
you're not annoyed because you're not paying
no,
for it. You're franchise.
That for sure. But I what I'm annoyed by is I said this last year, and I think I said it on this show. We should have traded him last year for picks.
Yeah.
And figured it out, but get something. Now we're in the, I mean, what did we? I mean, in the end, we got Alex Smith, great, but we also had to give up Kendall Fuller.
Well, you would have got Alex Smith for something else.
Sure.
You would have had more for Cousins as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kept franchise tagging him. I'm not mad at this at all because the players should get paid more and have more guarantees for putting their lives on the line.
Literally.
So this is going to open and for Kirk Cousins, does he deserve that much money? No.
Right.
But
so
as a player, you need to go in there and he did what he had to do. And I know he's not necessarily doing it for all the other players, but this is going to crack open.
Well, he did talk about that though.
Yeah.
Like in the whole negotiations with the Redskins, one of the things he did say was, "I'm not just getting this contract for me. I'm getting this contract for all quarterbacks."
Yeah.
Basically because he was basing it on the quarterback market, and if I take a lesser deal, that does Steve a disservice if he's a quarterback too, because he, maybe his contract's in 2 years, and he's looking to, break through my contract.
And I think Aaron Rodgers is coming up soon, so he needs to get paid.
This is this is my thing. Like I'm
that's who you
this
pay.
is what I'm annoyed by. It's not that a player. I think the players are, especially in the NFL, they are underpaid to the point that they are ripped off in most cases.
Yeah.
Most cases they are ripped off. I'm not annoyed by a player getting $85 million in 3 years.
You're annoyed
I'm
by
annoyed by Kirk
Cousins.
Cousins getting $85 million in 3 years. If this money went to
we
an
knew
Aaron
somebody
Rodgers
was going
or
to pay him.
Here's my thing though, like
That's very true.
where is Kirk Cousins ranked? Like how many quarterbacks are like all right? The
We
quarterback
did it.
the quarterback
We did it.
situation
No,
is terrible.
remember we did it.
and
we did
found
it. We did it. We
many.
did.
There's so many quarterbacks.
Tom
better than
Brady
Kirk Cousins.
still.
I mean,
Big Ben.
oh gosh, dude. Like,
Aaron Rodgers. Who else? Because we got to like 7 or 8 before we even hit Alex Smith. Not Alex Smith, but Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
goodness, man. Like
Russell Wilson.
Colin Kaepernick.
so you
Cam
look
Newton.
at you
Cam.
look at
I'd put Cam before Kirk.
of course.
But
you know what I mean? It's not
like
even
there's
close. I don't even
there's
think
a
it's
there's a
close. Like,
list. There's a
Eli
list of
Manning,
guys.
you
No,
know,
you've tripped.
Dave.
You've tripped out. You've tripped
I mean,
out.
it's-
Dave Nobles.
That's what-
I just want to
Dave
trigger.
Nobles.
Do. He's about to call back in.
you just look at
Oh, you said
Goodness,
Eli
man.
just to trigger Dave. I heard that. I had to call
So,
back.
Let
and
Steve
just
finish
curse him out.
his rant.
I don't know. I just think it's so annoying. And yeah, we do joke about Colin Kaepernick and all the reasons he's out. But honestly, I still take Kaepernick over Cousins. And Cap can't even get a job.
No,
That one I don't know.
Cap
no,
can't
no,
even get
no.
a job.
That one I don't
No.
know.
Cap can't get a job, but this guy's getting $85 million in 3 years.
Listen
know,
to me.
that-
Kirk Cousins.
Guaranteed.
Listen. Wait.
That
Kirk
part's
Cousins is way better than
bad.
Kaepernick. Kaepernick deserves a job. Kaepernick should be in the NFL, but he's not Kirk Cousins.
Look, well, I'll say this to both of your points. Is he Kirk Cousins?
Not
No.
even close.
But if given the right situation, what in the name? If given the right situation,
Siri is going crazy.
If he was
You trying to
given,
call my cousin?
if he was given a similar situation to what he had with Harbaugh again, could he be better than Cousins, or could he be better to that team than
To
what-
that team,
You know what I'm saying?
possibly. But
Sure, but as a
I
quarterback,
think what
as
made-
an actual quarterback,
yeah,
probably
but
not.
listen, I think what made Kaepernick expendable to a lot of NFL teams is he's kind of one-dimensional. So
Yeah.
teams learned how to play against him, and that's why you saw a lot of weaknesses. Kirk Cousins has a lot of strengths. Is he one of the best top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL? No, he's not. Is he top 10? Maybe.
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
debatable.
You know,
That's
so
debatable.
as far as him
'Cause
and,
what's his name
and
from,
Kaepernick, I mean, he's definitely a better all-around quarterback than Kaepernick. I don't
Carson
think
Wentz.
that's a question.
Carson Wentz, I take over Kirk.
I
I
look,
take Carson Wentz, and he's top 5.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at so wherever you place Kirk Cousins, whether it's top 10, top 15, let's just say he's probably a starter because most of the quarterbacks are not that good in the NFL. So Kirk Cousins is a starter. So out of 30 quarterbacks, you put Kirk Cousins somewhere between probably number 9 and number 15, 16. Okay, I give you 15.
I definitely keep him in the
so
top 15.
somewhere you have a top 15 quarterback between 9 and 15, making $85 million guaranteed dollars over 3 years. Which I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but I've never heard of that before. I think that's a first.
That's a first.
And a huge amount of money.
That's what I'm saying. This contract is blowing it open for future NFL players.
I don't know what the term mediocre means by definition, but I have to imagine being ranked between 9 and 15 out of 30 is exactly mediocre.
That's not mediocre.
It's got to be. What is mediocre? Okay,
mediocre.
If 30, out of 30, out of 30,
32.
out of 30,
32,
if out of 32, out of 32, then that would mean
you're middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
That's
9 is
would
not,
mediocre not be middle of the road?
I'm not sure how 9 is in the middle of 32.
I said,
that makes no sense.
I'm saying
15,
between 9 and 15.
Come on, man.
You're not upper
Between-
echelon.
There's
okay.
a lot of teams that have.
Between 10 and 20 is the middle.
Anyways, there's a lot of teams. I'm not going to have you guys screaming. There's a lot of teams that wanted Kirk Cousins. He's a really good quarterback. Is he one of the best? No, he's not a top 5, but he's still up there. He's still a really good, solid quarterback.
He's a solid quarterback, but solid is not worth the greatest the greatest quarterback contract in history.
But
that's
how
not.
And how many groundbreaking contracts that kind of opened it up for other players have been like the greatest players? Because
Peyton Manning, Tom Brady.
It took a long.
Drew Brees' contract, when you start talking about those kind of contracts,
but we see people paying like San Francisco paid Jimmy Garoppolo, who's hardly even played.
That's another
a huge
conversation
contract.
for
You know what I'm saying? But people have money, so they're going to spend it, and it's good for the future of NFL players. And we complain. Steve's over here complaining that NFL players don't get paid enough, but I'm mad at this contract. Like, that's ridiculous to be mad at this contract when it's breaking the door open for NFL players and quarterbacks to start getting paid what they're worth and start getting these guaranteed contracts.
But to pay somebody that isn't worth that, who's
worth this much money? No athlete's worth this much money.
No, Quan. You're going off in another direction. No, what I'm saying is to pay someone that's not worthy of that, and then basically now the whole league has buyer's remorse, because that goes both ways. That's twofold. If I give a bad contract and it breaks open doors, but then everybody can start to point and say, ha, Todd made a bad deal, don't ever do that again. It can go that direction as well.
But
so when you give it to the wrong
contract,
person,
though.
Yes, it's a bad contract.
It's not a bad contract.
It's a bad contract.
This is my beef.
A bad contract would be paying somebody like when Lakers going to the NBA, when Lakers paid Kobe and they couldn't do anything else. Vikings already have a good team.
Sure.
They already have a dope offense. They have really good receivers, good running back. They have a dope offense.
Yeah, their running back got hurt. This
is my beef with it. We all go by what this is supposed to do. When Eli signed that big $95 million deal or whatever, that was supposed to do things, and it really didn't do much. And there have been 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 more quarterbacks since.
When has signing any athlete been a guarantee for anything in any sport?
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's a guarantee.
People take that chance.
But here's
if
what
you
I'm
have
saying.
that money, you could take that chance.
But you have a mediocre quarterback getting $85 million.
He's better than mediocre.
Guaranteed.
He's better than mediocre.
Okay, out of 32, between 10 and 20 is the middle.
Listen.
You went from 9 to 15 to 10 to 20.
No, but listen.
No, I'm telling you where mediocre is, and he falls between 9 and 15.
As the person that has actually seen Kirk Cousins play almost all of his games, he's a good.
I watched
a
lot of games too because I thought he was going to be a 49er.
He's a good but not great quarterback. He's good but not great.
I have too much bias to.
And good but not great is not worth the best quarterback contract in the league. I'm sorry, because and Dave and I'll basically.
But it's only 3 years.
How much is that?
It's only 3 years.
I'll be Dave right now, and Dave would say, just look at the Baltimore Ravens situation with Joe Flacco. They won a title. They gave Joe Flacco all that money. And then that killed their cap. They were in cap hell. They've been in cap hell ever since, and they can't rebuild that team.
And how long was that contract for?
Like 5-6 years.
Yeah, a 3-year contract you can kind of afford, like the NBA's been doing with these 1 year contracts.
Sure.
You know, it's a big contract right now, but they take that chance of it only being 3 years.
It's just the timing of it too.
I don't know.
Even last summer when we were talking about NBA free agency and how we were like, there's no better time in the NBA history to be a mediocre player.
Yeah.
Because these mediocre players are getting paid more than the superstars,
you're talking
all-time
about in
great.
NBA,
Mike Conley,
you know?
yeah.
So it's just a timing thing. Yes, when Cam Newton's contract comes up, when some of these younger guys who are Pro Bowlers contracts come up, the Kirk Cousins thing is going to be dropped down. You know, it's going to look like an average contract.
And we have
It's
we have a question on Facebook. If Vikings didn't sign Cousins, who do you think they should have signed?
I mean,
Which
personally,
they gave up some, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they let all 3 of their quarterbacks walk.
Yeah.
All 3.
Man.
Now, 2 of
Which
them.
Case Keenum is most likely going to Denver.
Yeah, and
Good pickup for them.
And I like that, especially if they get
Bridgewater's
them at a
going
solid price point.
Bridgewater's negotiating with the Jets right now. From what
Oh, gosh, poor
I
guy.
saw Bridgewater was talking about
He just ended his career.
Was it Tampa? No, it wasn't Tampa.
No, Tampa has a.
Yeah, they've got they've got
They've
a
got
thief.
their quarterback.
They've got a thief on their hands.
crab legs.
Crab legs.
Crab leg Jim.
And then Bradford is signing to Arizona. We talked about that earlier for too much. Also, you know, if we want to talk about too much,
Yeah, no, Bradford. That's a horrible deal. That is
I mean,
a
we're talking
horrible
about
deal.
a dude that is injured a lot.
All the time.
You know, and Cardinals needing a quarterback, but I think there was a lot more out there. I think they could have tried to make a trade in the draft to get up there to get one of these quarterbacks that's going to be better than Bradford. So,
I mean,
how's he do this though?
I'm just-
I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but he's stolen a lot of money from NFL teams.
Yeah.
he's just constantly injury bug and a good
And then-
talent. When he has played, he's been pretty good, and I think people are still waiting for him to
I feel like he's
stay
been,
healthy
like-
and win some games, but I don't know if it's ever going to happen.
I feel like
Yeah.
he's been like okay in glimpses. You know, he'll have a game here or there, and people go, "Oh yeah, that's what we drafted him for," and then nothing much. But I look at it like this: with every quarterback, at the end of the day, no matter what they do throughout the season, I always look at it in the end. What have you done? What have you won? If you argue with a Cowboys fan, they would tell you like Tony Romo's like the greatest quarterback of all time who just got a bunch of bad breaks. But at the end of the day, in his 9-10 year career as
Some bad
quarterback,
snaps.
he won 2 playoff games? So
No,
it-
one.
one
Yeah.
playoff game,
One.
right? So
He won one.
So that's my point. Is so
He commentated
So-
more playoff games in 1 year that he was in his whole NFL career.
So my beef always with before we
That's
start
strong.
talking about how great a player is, like what has he won? And
Yeah.
then people always want to bring up, oh well, what about Dan Marino? He never won a ring, and
No,
he
but
did this,
he did
but
get
he
to
got
a
to the
title.
Super Bowl.
but
He
when
did
you
get to it.
right, he
Rookie
got
season.
he got
Yep.
there. At the end of his career, yeah, he put up the numbers. You know what I mean? And it's different looking at a player and saying, yeah, he plays great all the time. But at the same time, we're not looking at the end of their career at this point. We're in kind of the middle of their career or somewhere
Yeah.
in their career, with the exception of Tony Romo, who's done. But, even with Kirk Cousins or whatever other quarterback we talk about. So when I see like a Sam Bradford who's not really done anything, I mean,
No,
I can't
he's-
even think of a time where he was about to be like in the playoffs and make something
And
happen,
and
you know?
can speak on Sam as a Rams fan.
And so you
Well,
know
you
what I
just
mean?
hope
So-
he could even be healthy
I
for,
think-
so
for that
these
money.
are the
you know?
things that are annoying to me when I see like Kirk Cousins. My first thought is, what has he done? Like, I'm not opposed to a player like I said, I'm not opposed to a player getting that much money.
Yeah.
My thing is, why are the Vikings willing to pay this guy this much money?
When
But
there's
no
other
other
guys.
team has plenty of better, not even just quarterbacks, just other players who are better, more contributors to the team, more game-changing players to the team.
Yeah.
Not even close to that kind of
But I
money.
think the Vikings are in. They have a team.
They're in a
have,
win
have
now.
a quarter and win now.
They're in a win
And
now.
if Kirk Cousins is the best option on the market to bring him in and hopefully make a run in this window, then you go for it.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
That's how I feel
know.
too.
I don't know
like,
the rest
if
of
the
their,
Browns signing him doesn't make sense, right? 'Cause
Sure,
they're
sure.
no-
even
sorry,
even Jets,
yeah.
even Jets who
yeah,
was
who
one
aren't
of the
gonna
other
win.
options. Yeah.
You know, so you got to think of it that way. And
Everyone was talking about him going to Denver, so that he didn't go
that
to
was
Denver.
at the beginning, but I don't
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to go there necessarily.
And I think Vikings have a lot of pressure on him too. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is still in the division.
Yeah.
Stafford's still in the division.
He- well,
right, and those teams are right there.
Yeah.
They got to maintain that. They got that new stadium. Like they got to sell
Yeah,
some seats.
no,
There's a lot
what-
of things
Yeah.
going on.
What I can say to the stadium though, I can say that he's now in a division with 6 or 5 games that are domed because because you know what I mean not 5. He has 8, 9. 9 games are domed at least because he also has the one road game versus Detroit.
Yeah.
So 9 of his games, because he's not a very good weather quarterback. So in Chicago,
and that plays into a lot of
Heck
quarterbacks.
yeah.
He did struggle when he played the Giants all the
Heck
time.
yeah.
He did.
In Chicago and then in Green Bay, depending on when those games fall, he's in the north. So now he's in a division where those weather factors really do start to come into play. So for him to get 8 or 9 games a year that are, climate controlled, I think that also speaks to it too, because him playing in Denver, that wouldn't have went over well because he got to play in Kansas City in December. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but like I said, if it was more than 3 years,
oh my gosh, you guys got me liking this move a little bit now.
What, from the Viking standpoint?
Yeah.
I mean, look,
if it was more than 3 years, I think it'd be a different story. The fact that it's a 3-year window, I'm not upset about that. If this was a 7-year, 8-year contract that's like $28 million guaranteed every year, that's a little bit different to me.
like
3 years, you take that chance. And listen, if he wins the Super Bowl for the Vikings within these 3 years, it's worth it.
Sure, but you let him win a
I'm
playoff
not saying
game
he is,
first.
but still.
One
Like,
a game.
That's my real
But
argument.
my thing
right
is, you
there,
take that. You
like-
take that chance if you're able to take that chance.
I mean, look,
It's not like they got worse with him
they
signing
always,
to the team.
Well, they always say, franchise quarterbacks are one of two things. You either have one or you're looking for one. So they still felt like they were looking for one. My whole thing is Case Keenum only had maybe 6 or 7 picks all year. Kirk throws 15 picks a year. Like, that's normal.
That was my next question.
That's his normal.
What were the circumstances of Keenum leaving? Did he choose to leave, or they let him go?
No. Remember, they didn't franchise any of them.
Right.
So they were trying to figure out. They were trying to see what the market was first.
Okay.
And in doing so, they kind of put themselves in a position because now they couldn't go back and franchise either Keenum or Bradford or Teddy Bridgewater. The thing with Teddy Bridgewater was they weren't sure about that injury, and they know the most because they had him.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So there is some, you have to give some credence to that because no one else knows exactly the situation.
Of course,
They do.
And Todd, do you have some of the other free agent moves up right now?
I could pull it up. The other thing I was going to ask, there are switching offensive coordinators. The Vikings offensive coordinator, Pat Shurmur, took the job at the Giants.
With the Giants,
So it's probably a whole new system in place. Maybe they wanted some. I don't know who the new offensive coordinator is actually in Minnesota, but maybe
it's not Jay, and it's not it's not
maybe
what's his name? Sean.
Maybe the deal was I'll be offensive coordinator. We get rid of the quarterback roster and start from scratch. Like that. That could have been part of it.
And that's dangerous too.
I almost feel better if they give that same money to Keenum. I mean, only because he technically hasn't done much either, but he was at least with the team, brought him to the playoffs. You know what I mean? He was the guy.
Keenum daggone threw a game-winning touchdown to win a game to get to the conference.
So I mean, I'm looking at that like, okay, this guy's proven that he can be good. He was 1 or 2 plays away from actually getting to
the Super Bowl,
possibly even the Super Bowl.
Not 1 or 2 plays from the Super Bowl.
He was about.
They got destroyed in the NFC Championship.
He was about 10.
But I mean, he at least he's done something for the team. He won a few playoff games for him. He came in, he put it down.
I mean, we could say that, but also the Saints lost the playoff game that they won.
Yeah,
so
they lost it. They lost that game.
So when you look at that, like, okay, can this guy get us over the top?
I don't.
You look at that. That's a factor.
But what you can say though is he did get them the number 2 seed in the whole conference.
Yeah.
He got them a bye. He got them a
true.
bye, and he kept winning December games, which Kirk has never really done. I was just
going to say, so far he's done more than Cousins done for him.
Truth.
The Vikings,
I don't know, man.
The Vikings' new offensive coordinator is the Eagles' old quarterbacks coach.
Oh,
okay.
So, I don't know if
that probably has a lot to do with it.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
We have
what's the name?
That could be it.
John D. Filipino.
Oh yeah. Danny Amendola signed to the Dolphins, so he's no longer a Patriot. So they'll find another short white guy to plug in there.
They already have one
in New England.
They'll
they'll find another backup.
I think Grayson Allen's signing there.
Oh my goodness.
I see unnecessary roughness called 15 times a game.
He's been disqualified from the contest. That's his second personal foul.
The Redskins got Paul Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson.
Yeah, a wide receiver
from Seattle.
Sammy Watkins. Saints. Drew Brees signed another, I think, 2 years.
2 years
with the Saints.
Sammy Watkins went to the Chiefs.
Chiefs actually dug up some good players today.
Well, the Chiefs are
going to be good if Mahomes is legit.
Andy is
which
a great
I think
coach.
he is.
Andy's a great coach.
And a lot of Chief fans, a lot of my friends that are Chief fans are mad about Alex Smith leaving and Mahomes coming in. But I think after this year, they're going to be happy about that.
Mahomes is Andy. That is an Andy guy.
Yeah.
He has a huge arm. He's athletic enough. But that is an Andy Reid type guy. Alex Smith, Andy had to dial down his playbook to basically make it work for Alex Smith. And even in doing so, that was my whole issue with Jay Gruden in the beginning. A good coach blends to whatever his players' talents and strengths are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know Steve can speak to this as well. I've had teams that I had dominant bigs, and I've had teams where I had no bigs, and I had to fast break everything. When you got a dominant big, then we slow slow this game down and let big fella get a touch.
Give him that ball.
If you don't have a dominant big, then we gonna outrun you if you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like that is coaching. And what the Redskins did to RG3 did some things to himself as well, but like that was terrible. And Jay Gruden just didn't, like, he was brought in to fix or work with RG3. He worked with him for literally 4 months. Was like, yep, Kirk Cousins is our new quarterback. And it was like, what? You were brought in to work with RG3. So I was never truthfully all in on Kirk, but he was the quarterback of my team after they finally decided to let go of RG3, and I cheered for him, but I'm not sad to see him go. Not when he basically kept us in a lurch for 3 years.
What did Drew Brees sign for? It's 2 years.
Yeah. That's
how
somebody
much is
that's worth, even old. I still would give him the 85 for 3.
2 years, $40 million guaranteed for Drew Brees.
I'm
just saying.
Do you want to see what the number is?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Earlier.
I want to know, what did he sign for 2 years for with the
This
Saints?
is what we need Stat Boy for.
And keep in mind, in the playoffs, he put his team back on top, and defense gave that game away.
Yep.
In the playoffs this season. So
He's won
that's
Super
Drew Brees.
Bowls.
Drew Brees been old for 5 years, and this is
still
what he
getting
did
it done.
this year. This year
Still
just
getting it
passed.
done.
2 year, $50 million.
See?
2 year, $50 million.
That's solid.
That's solid. How much guaranteed? Is all of it guaranteed?
30, I think.
Yeah.
He was looking for 2 years, $60 million, and no one gave it to him.
Yeah,
Of course he
okay.
was.
Yeah, of course not. Right.
Of course he was.
Right.
You can look for whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was looking for 2.
Yeah.
Hey, 200, baby. But
I'm looking to have a Lambo
Okay.
in my driveway.
I'm looking for a dime piece that doesn't act like it. I mean,
Nice work, Quan.
just doesn't happen. You feel me?
No, it's not in the cards for everybody.
Yo, if anybody wants to call in and jump in on the NFL or anything else we're talking about, hit us up, 702-608-3259. We like taking your calls, so don't be scared to call because we got a lot of chatters in the chat room.
And then
But
crickets.
we want you to call. Exactly.
Crickets on the line.
We want you to call. So once again, that phone number is 702-608-3259. The number's on the screen as well if you're watching on Facebook Live. And if you listen to the podcast, please don't call in because we're not live. But yo, if you guys can't catch the live shows every week, download the Guerilla Cross app. We have all the replays of the show on there, video and all the podcasts on there as well. So listen, download that. If you want to subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, SoundCloud, do that as well. At Guerilla Cross on all social media. Make sure you do that too. Any other signings that you guys are excited about?
Todd, what else we got? Just keep rolling.
And we talked about Richard Sherman going to
There's some
49ers.
there's like rumors right now.
Okay.
What are some of the rumors?
Odell Beckham.
Oh yeah.
We're going to talk about that soon.
There's no
We're
rumors.
all right,
there.
going to talk about that in a minute.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We can talk about it now.
Are you sure?
Nice.
Tyrod went to the Browns
Yep,
from the
yep.
Bills.
Yeah.
That was strong. That's a solid move. It's a solid
For
move.
the Browns, I think so. Yeah, for sure.
The Browns also got
Browns-
what's his name? What's the receiver that went there?
Malcolm Butler is signing with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about that.
The Browns. Who's the other receiver that
Jonathan
went to the
Stewart to
Browns?
the Giants. Oh, jeez. Dante Moncrief to the Jaguars.
It's all right.
Browns got cornerback Demarius Randall from the Packers. Browns also got Jarvis Landry.
That's who it was.
Tyler
That's who it
Gabriel
was. Jarvis
Bears.
Landry.
Marcus Lee's re-signing with the Jaguars.
Okay.
And if Josh Gordon can be normal again,
Sam Bradford to the Cardinals.
I feel so
I
horrible
think
for
Browns get 5 wins. You know, I think they have a decent team where
What? All right. Who's in that division?
they're going to win
The
more than they won
Bengals-
last year, guys.
The Bengals have well, that's not saying much. The Bengals have I think the Bengals might start coming back down to earth. The Ravens are still on kind of borrowed
Yeah.
time. And then it's just the Steelers. So I mean, they could, you know,
They could win some games finally.
yeah.
So Browns fans, you might win like 2 games more than you did last year.
If they get Barkley,
And that's the thing too. They got the first pick.
they get
And
Barkley.
I would take Barkley first.
and the 4th pick, right?
Yeah, they have
They
first
have
and
picks,
fourth.
yes. So they could actually get Barkley at 4. I would just get him
I
at
would
1.
just get him.
I would just get him at 1.
I would just get him, and then if I'm gonna draft a quarterback later, draft that quarterback at 4 or the second round or whenever. But, jeez,
Yeah.
Yeah.
freaking.
And we talked about
could have made that
did we already
trade.
talk about this on the air? Jimmy Graham going to
Oh, I don't know if we talked
the
about Jimmy
Packers.
Graham going to the Packers. Yeah.
that's a good pickup for them.
Well, we talked about. I think we might have mentioned it when Dave was on the phone. Because Jordy Nelson being cut by the Packers. That's tough. That's crazy.
I think Graham will be good there. You know,
It's
I don't
all,
know,
but
he
it's
had a-
all health. It's
Yeah, the
health.
last few years in Seattle. I thought after those New Orleans seasons, and he joined Seattle when they were, at the height.
at the height of their
hype,
powers.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought
I
it
was so
I
scared.
spent so much money in my fantasy league to pick him up.
Oh, really? Oh,
Poor
that's
guy.
a
Jimmy
bad
Graham
move.
that year when he got hurt at the
Yeah.
second game or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, that sucked.
But like, I don't think Russell Wilson was ever really a good fit for him
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Because I thought Jimmy Graham was gonna like murder the league in Seattle, and he did nothing.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers makes people look good.
oh, definitely.
And he always takes care of his tight end. His tight
Yeah.
end, he's had some of his biggest throws of his
I
career.
think
to
that's a
tight
great
ends.
pickup for them.
Yeah.
I really do.
Steve is unenthused.
It ain't that. I don't know.
What do you want? What do you want from that move?
You know,
Steve?
no,
I'm just mad
It's
about the
not
Kirk Cousins contract.
It's not the move. You know, I'm thinking because you see all these players go back and forth. And sometimes you never know. Like there are some quarterbacks who just make players look great,
Sure.
and they go somewhere else, and you go, "Wow, how did he fall off?"
How did he
Or
fall apart?
Was it the coach? Was he really that good? You know, like there's
That's
always
true.
the argument of is Brady that good or is that Belichick? You know what I'm saying? So there'll always be these arguments, and I'm thinking of how this plays in like I zoned off in my head for a second. And I just thought about like man, what if there was something in the NFL where after like 3 years every contract was guaranteed? Like how would that change things? You know,
Yeah.
like you play for 3 or 4 years, whatever the number is, even if it's 5 years. After on your 5th year, you know, even if you're in contract, after the next contract you sign is guaranteed money for all the players. Like how does that change things in the way the league works? Because right now, the way it's set up, I mean, yeah, you're on contract, so you're committed to it. But
Yeah.
the team at any point can say, you know what, we're
We're
done.
not
Chop,
committed- we're not
bye.
committed
You
to
know what I
you.
mean? So, and you think about these players who have been around for a long time or they're really good. I always think about Jerry Rice, put in work for the 49ers for years, and at the end they were like, okay, Jerry, bye. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like,
I mean,
come on, man. You know,
It's hard when you have those kind of franchise guys or once in a lifetime player
yeah,
like that, but it's hard to keep that respect. And would you rather keep some mediocre veteran whose best days are behind him, or invest in a young upstart? You know,
As a-
Because
player?
it's a business. You
as
have
a
to.
business, of
you
You have to make,
course,
you have to
yeah,
make business decisions.
you make that you make that as a
and
business
players,
decision.
the
but-
players know that too. Jerry Rice got to another Super Bowl in Oakland, so you know they still got him to a good place. And in the NFL, you sign a one-day contract to retire with the team you want to retire with, anyways. You know,
right?
I hate that.
I just
it's dumb.
You know,
Paul
it's-
Pierce did that in Boston.
He was like one of the first people.
Yeah, you
in
don't see that in the
basketball.
NBA a lot.
You don't see that in
Yeah.
basketball much.
What
Yeah.
team would be a good fit for Eric Killmonger?
Ooh, the Browns,
The Raiders.
The Raiders is that's
That's their guy.
yeah. The
Yeah.
fans
Maybe
are-
Seattle like
yeah,
3 years
like-
ago.
He's from Oakland.
He
It's
is.
True.
definitely the
He
Raiders.
is.
He
Fruit-
definitely
I think
want to be a
those-
Raider.
Fruitville Station.
I think
Yeah.
I think those fans are definitely
That's still
on
sad.
his level. Yeah,
True story.
That movie was great.
yeah.
It was a true story.
I've seen the actual footage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's even worse.
Yeah.
Ugh. Don't get me started.
Okay.
That's a whole nother show. That's the Black Show
The-
Saturday night.
The Huff moments.
Where we drink
Moments
Hennessy and
in
talk
Huff.
about
Wow.
Fruitvale
Is
Station.
that the one Dave's not on that we were talking about?
Yeah, yeah. He calls
no,
in.
this is
sometimes.
this is Steve's very own Saturday night.
Saturday Night Steve.
Taking communion with Hennessy with Steve Huff.
Communion with
Hennessy Huff.
That's
Oh,
wow.
my
That
Communion.
sounds like a really good show.
I like that.
Communion with Hennessy Huff. Every Saturday midnight.
Yes. What you do is Saturday, Quan. All I need you to do is turn the lights on, baby.
Get your Sunday morning started at midnight with Hennessy Huff.
We making it happen.
Communion with Hennessy Huff. Wow.
Oh man.
We need to start branding these shows before other people steal these ideas because we have name. We don't have a name for our own show, but we got
We got
names for
names
so
out
many
the
other
yin
shows.
yang.
And we
Yeah.
before
We've got the off-air podcast.
Yeah.
even before we were like thinking about a show, Quan and I, and that eventually became this beautiful show. We thought it'd be funny to have a podcast about podcast ideas. Shows that we'll never do, but it'd be
That's actually pretty good. That's actually
Podcasts
pretty
about
good.
podcast
you would,
shows.
You would have to you'd have to figure out a framework, but that actually could work.
Yeah.
That actually could work.
if it inspires somebody to start something, we've done our job.
Yeah.
Like 50 years later, there's like an ESPN 30 for 30 about the podcast.
The
for
podcast
shows.
podcast.
It's like, did you know how many people they motivated? There are over
many.
800 podcasts created because
And Sundays with Steve Huff was one of the best. All churches now take communion with Hennessy and crackers. Hennessy and Triscuits.
Triscuits. Apple pie.
Oh,
Apple
man.
pie. Steve drank an apple pie today.
Legit.
Yo, Steve, right before the show started, I'm like, okay, guys, we're about to go on air. Steve took the box of the McDonald's apple pie, drank it. The whole apple pie just went in his mouth. I'm like, I've never seen a dude eat a whole entire apple
Is that on
pie.
video?
it wasn't.
I
On the
don't think we
replay?
got enough video.
It wasn't a whole
It was before the
apple
show.
pie. I was
It
taking
was a whole,
bites off
Steve,
of it.
I'm paying you $100 to tell the story of the whole apple pie.
It wasn't the whole apple pie. It was it was maybe like
It was
a third
at
of
least
the
half of an apple pie.
Steve,
It was a
Steve,
decent
the
size,
lies
but-
must
Yeah.
stop, Steve.
Steve.
That
Listen.
thing was at least 3/4 of a McDonald's box to apple pie.
It wasn't that much apple
It
pie.
made your
man.
Adam's apple look triple the size. And speaking about podcasting, some of us are actually going to be in St. George, Utah. I'm actually going to be on a panel there Friday, May 11th.
Shameless plug.
The Outlier Podcast Festival
Oh.
in St. George, Utah. So you guys are all welcome to come. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? St. George, an hour and a half away. So you'll learn about podcasting. A lot of other podcasters are going to be there. You can go on. Let me find the website.
Yeah.
Outliercs.com. It's outliercs.com. You can sign up for that. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be in St. George, Utah. So if you're on the West Coast anywhere close, go check it out. It's going to be dope. Going to have fun. I'm going to be on a panel, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll answer questions, you know?
Nice.
But we will talk about podcasting live. A lot of there's some podcasters that don't live podcasts. They get upset with live. But, you know, we run a 24-hour radio network. We podcast all of our shows as well. So, you know, we'll be talking about that and video streaming also, which is kind of like the new craze. You need it. You know what I'm saying? As a business, as whatever. So make sure you check that out. And we'll talk about more in the coming weeks with that. So, Josh, you're going to be out Thursday, so you're going to miss our March Madness show. So, are you upset? You can call in. You can be on Fremont Street, calling in via satellite. Or are you going to be busy at that time?
I'll be in LA, but I can
Well,
try.
that's fine. You have
I
a
can
phone.
try.
You can call long distance. Hey, call us collect. We'll pay for the call.
There are
Wow.
I don't even know if long distance even exists.
It
anymore.
doesn't.
You got some,
It only exists when you're dialing from a home phone. It's
the
like,
West-
you
The
don't
West
even dial
Regional.
one.
All the kids are like, "What's a home phone, Mom?"
Man,
what do these kids? You know, I grew up walking around with a quarter in my shoe because
Move on.
my
Move
parents
on.
was like, "That's how old I am." My parents was like, "Look,
Woo!
if you get in trouble and you need to make a call, keep a quarter in your shoe, hit up the payphone." Like These kids nowadays know nothing about the struggle, man.
No. And look, the worst part is these kids now don't even really even have any number memorized. Like, how many numbers do you still have memorized right now? Like, I still
One.
maybe
I
three
got
or
two
four.
people's numbers
I
memorized.
still can memorize. Like, I still have like my ex-girlfriend from middle school's number memorized.
Quit calling her.
No,
No. Like, that number's gone. Like, it doesn't
Yeah,
exist
yeah.
anymore. But I can still call it
yeah,
out.
all the numbers I
Do you
grew
call her
up.
once a month? Like, she's not answering.
No, that's awkward.
The
That's
numbers
awkward.
I grew up with, knowing that I had to actually,
Yeah.
I remember. But
I still know,
Some of those
yeah.
people aren't even alive. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
But I just
I know
remember.
702-256.
See?
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
You know my parents.
Yes.
You know my parents.
And I don't
phone
know
number.
anyone else's phone number.
No, like my best friend's
funny.
number. I can't remember the whole thing, but I still remember.
I call your
not-
mom a lot.
See?
Give him
There it is.
give him the chain. Inappropriate.
He got really upset.
Yeah.
Please.
Monique leaves.
Oh, man. Please watch a replay of Todd's facial expression when you said that.
Josh got it for the alien
he
and
almost
Guardians of the
Hey,
Galaxy.
He almost
Hey.
punched me in my nose again.
Hey, you
Was
look.
that on air that we talked about Todd
Yeah.
breaking my nose?
Yeah.
I don't think that was on air.
No.
That wasn't on air yet.
No, that wasn't on there. We wouldn't.
It wasn't on air. Look,
we were sitting here for a
our
minute.
pre-show.
We were.
I know you guys are always late. I'm getting sick of it.
Oh my! Look, and then he'll always spin it and be like, "Man, Josh is just never here on
It's
time."
always
Like,
Josh,
man,
bro.
hold on, man. Like, for real, I've only really been late like 3 times. This is like episode 79.
3 times up, bro.
Oh no!
3.
Oh no!
Only 3.
Oh no! I'm keeping count. I'm gonna have to start keeping count.
Wow. Are we watching the NIT? Can we turn this off?
Oh no, I'm not watching. I literally was looking
Wow.
through the
Yeah,
screen.
I'm not looking.
It's 0-0.
Looking
So
through the screen.
I was looking there, but I was not.
it's
paying.
0-0. So technically,
He saw all the makings of the LED screen. I don't see anything on here. I just see the behind the scenes.
I'm seeing past this.
Wow. So Todd's excited about these play-in games.
I'm not a big fan of the first 4.
I think
won't
it's
even,
stupid.
I won't even do my bracket until I know who's in it because I like the symmetry
Those
of
don't
the
count.
64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those don't count.
It gets confusing.
yeah.
And then I have to explain to like my nephew or my wife now, like, what do those games mean? Why?
They mean
Well,
nothing.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
exactly.
They mean nothing,
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a money grab, is what it means.
pretty much.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Can we
Basically.
jump? P. Diddy and Steph Curry might buy the Panthers.
Very smart.
What do you guys think about that?
First of all, P. Diddy need to stop calling them the North Carolina Panthers because it's getting annoying. They just the Carolina Panthers.
He's done that. He's done that.
like 90 times. Like when it first started, he was like, "Yeah, the North Carolina Panthers are up for sale. So I'm thinking about buying the North Carolina." He said North
No, you're-
Carolina.
No,
like,
you're not.
so many times where I was like, and I'm listening to him like, why does that not sound right? What is he saying? And then North Carolina Panthers, like he said.
Listen,
like,
if Diddy has enough money, they'll let him call him anything as long as he pays.
oh yeah, I'm all for Diddy buying it. I like it. I like the idea. I don't know why. I just feel like
This is
all
a-
the jokes about it will be true.
This
Like
is
the
kind of
half-
an old
yeah.
story, though, right? Like him and Steph Curry, and they said they'll sign Colin Kaepernick. Which is
Yes,
doing.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That was like from, like before the playoffs began. I feel.
Yeah, but now it's
Yeah,
back?
becoming more real. Yeah,
it's definitely a possibility. I think they should just go ahead and
Well,
call
the,
them
North,
Black
the North
Panthers.
Carolina Panthers is a Pee-wee team.
the Black Panthers. They would sell so much. They would sell so much merch being called the Black Panthers.
Oh yeah, they would.
Except a lot of white people in Carolina would have a
With
lot of problems.
A
They'll be
lot
all
of
right.
problems.
They'll be all right.
Look, it would
Listen,
basically.
if you think
it
people
would-
boycotted this year,
No. You know what? It would basically be the Atlanta Falcons in reverse during the Vic years. like when Vic was there and they became the Atlanta Vics, and it was like the blackest team in the league, and like
Wow.
all their fans were black. Yeah, that wasn't a good thing. And then once Michael started biting dogs, things went left.
Do you remember my freshman year? I had a Falcons starter jacket just because I found one on sale.
I don't remember your
In, like,
freshman year,
in
bro.
92.
We've been friends for a long time, but I don't remember what you were wearing.
How long have you guys been friends?
Since his freshman year. I
Of
mean,
high
our
school?
freshman year of high school. Yeah.
Wow.
But
20 plus?
I really don't. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
20
was
plus. You're not
thir-
that old,
I was
dude.
13.
20
So yeah,
plus.
and I'm
Wow.
40 now, so 27.
See?
Well, I'm 41.
Wow.
There you go. You're not that old.
Todd was a young freshman.
I was 13 as a freshman.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe you were just old.
Those November birthdays.
no, right?
Well, he came from the East, so
And so did he.
yeah, you guys are a little more advanced.
They
We
start
we
school
started
different.
school at 4. They don't do that anymore.
Isn't 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific?
That's
Am I
right.
tripping?
No, that's right.
'Cause
Yeah.
this is really getting on my nerves. I'm really trying to watch Pacers and Sixers right now.
Maybe just the feed hasn't started
Well,
yet.
they need to feed. Because speaking of feeding, I need to go to Eureka, so I need some food. Todd, I was going to ask if you need a ride, but I didn't think you would need a ride, so I'm just going to see if you'll take a lift instead.
That wasn't on air earlier either.
That wasn't on air either. God, man,
we had so much off air.
We have some good gyms off
The
air.
pre-show is so good. That's why I want to start just coming in, not saying a word,
and just
open the mics.
Just start recording.
Just open the mics.
No,
Start with the show.
that's dangerous though.
It
Those hot mics. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know if I don't know if we'd let loose. Dave definitely wouldn't let loose. Dave would come in here and be
the
like,
chain would just be getting passed around constantly.
We wouldn't even be able to put it on. You just kind of hold it. You just hold the chain.
There would
It's
have
your
to be
turn.
like a new rule about the chain because it would exchange too much. It would just be a constant jingle in the background of just the
my
chain
goodness,
going around.
that's too funny.
And I thought I'd be
We're getting another chain to change Steve's arm down to the armrest. His hand is like, and these cameras are sensitive, so like sometimes they focus just on what's closer.
I've been
so it's
watching
like the
today.
hand goes all of a sudden. It's
I'm
like,
trying to like keep it down,
No,
like
in
hold
per-
my shirt. Like, I'm trying to do all kinds of stuff.
See, I fiddle with the cord.
I've been
fiddle with
wrapping
the
this thing
cord.
around my thumb 90 times.
That's what I do.
When I
Fiddle
watch
with
the
the
show,
cord.
the live stream, I can tell. But sitting here, it's not a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, I'm trying, man.
I'm trying.
It's calling.
Let's jump into the NBA real quick before we close the show out. Washington keeps losing.
No, they don't.
I know. I'm messing with you.
I was like,
Wow.
immediate response.
They'll beat the Celtics.
I hope
Irving,
so.
Smart, and Brown are all out against the Wiz.
It doesn't matter.
Wow.
I don't.
Stop. Have
don't-
more faith in your team.
No, my team sucks.
And that's tomorrow's game, by the way.
We stink. We play Minnesota today, so.
The
That's-
Knicks have the
that's gonna
second
be tough.
longest losing streak in the league.
Oh wow.
Knicks are horrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they starting off kind of, decent. I mean, they lost
Yeah.
Porzingis,
We-
but they were already going under
We've lost
before
seven.
he lost
We lost
Porzingis.
7 in a row.
Where are you guys?
Only to
ranked?
beat-
What's the
The Grizzlies
Oh,
have lost
they're getting a great
18
pick.
in a row.
Are they again? Hey,
Grizzlies are in full
18.
entire tank mode.
18 in a row.
wow.
That's even hard to do on purpose, I feel. That's almost a
Yeah.
quarter of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
is.
embarrassing.
That's like
I
blowing
mean,
that's like blowing a quarter of your paycheck at,
I just
at the
want
casino in one weekend.
I just want the Knicks to get an athletic, exciting player, like a wing that's like dunking on people. I just know that New York will go crazy for an athletic, exciting player that has personality.
but
Like,
listen,
okay,
though, if they,
I'll
can
put
get,
it to you like
if they
this.
could pull the first pick, they could have a Twin Tower
I'll put
in
it-
there with
I'll put it to you like
DeAndre
this.
Ayton and Porzingis.
If Joel Embiid went to if he was drafted by the Knicks, imagine how big Joel Embiid would be. He's big now in Philly. Imagine how
Yeah.
huge he would be in New
His
York.
Twitter would be fire.
He would be
Yeah.
like you wouldn't be able to hear enough out of Joel Embiid.
yeah.
Like he'd have a freaking running sideshow next to him
Yeah.
constantly in New York. Like, man,
Every sport, I just feel like has their organization. No matter how good they draft, no matter what good luck they stumble on, I just feel like it's just so many bad decisions made somewhere in that organization that they just won't be good when it's all said and done.
I can't
Like,
even
it's just-
defend it.
You know what I mean? Like it just that's how it is.
Isaiah
Like,
Thomas, James Dolan.
I mean, the best. I feel like the best Knicks team was eclipsed by Michael Jordan, and after that, it was almost like they just gave up on life, where they were just
no,
like,
no, they
I mean,
had
they went to
they
the
had-
finals twice.
Yeah, they had
in
their
the
little
90s.
they had their little spurt at the late 90s, early 2000s,
Yeah, against
and
the
then
Spurs.
that was
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's-
99,
okay. Yeah,
99, because I mean the teams with Latrell and Allen Houston and
LJ.
yep, T-Bone.
Oh,
That was me.
Latrell.
That was me choking PJ.
Oh, wow. Poor Latrell. He went through a lot in his NBA career.
Look, man, he
Yeah.
had to
No,
feed
Latrell-
his kids.
He was trying to feed his kids. He trying to
Right.
choke a coach out.
Does he still have his hubcap company?
I was
Latrell
just gonna
Sprewell?
say,
No,
The spinners?
No. So okay. So you want a story on the spinners?
Definitely,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
All right. So the craziest story. I actually asked him. Me and Jerome asked him. It was so sad because, so when his company made the Sprewell spinners, because that was his rim company that
Yeah.
made them. They didn't trademark it. And so when everyone jumped on the spinner bandwagon, because remember he showed them on cribs.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, these are our new Spreewell spinners and yada yada yada. And everybody saw them and they thought they were amazing. All the other companies made their own version of it, and he didn't get any money off.
So
of
he
it.
didn't get that spinner. He didn't trademark the spinner's name.
Yeah, he didn't trademark. Well, he didn't trademark
the TRL spinners, and
and they couldn't stop you. Yeah,
Yeah.
But he could have made. He could have made. Yeah, if you would have patented the spinner, if you would and everyone would have had to come to him to license it, he would have made millions when they were at their height.
Wow.
And that one, I remember that one company. It was Davin, something like that. They actually did have a patent on their. They didn't make a hubcap. They made the actual wheel.
Yeah.
That was a spinner or whatever. You need like a key to unlock it. Like it was a weird but it was the whole wheel, and those were like probably the highest quality ones.
Yeah. Them and Dub really.
Listen, when you pulled up to those people with spinner hubcaps, though.
Oh, that was tragic.
Oh,
that was when I knew it was out. I was like, well,
it's over.
We missed our moment.
Yeah, it's
because when I pulled up and this dude's spinners was going backwards, I was like, what's wrong with your wheels, dog?
When they're just like teetering.
Yeah, like one's going this way,
it's
one's
like, bro,
going.
I could see the black black wheel
all bad
in the background. Like you can't do that.
Bad. All terrible. Oh.
Yeah, there was
his own ankle. he almost took a header in the Hickory uniforms. Come on, Bobo.
God bless spinning rims. That was every black man with a Caprice in the hood.
Wow.
I definitely wanted
took
to
his game to the next level for at least a month.
I wanted some dub ones, but I never actually. And then once I missed my moment, it was like, well, missed the moment.
Yeah, I bought some and sold them right away.
The spinner shoes too, right?
Yeah. No,
they're coming back.
Oh gosh,
2018.
That's not what we want.
These kids will not know. You can't wear tight jeans with spinner shoes.
What? I'm trying to remember who was he with Converse? Who was he with? Was he with N1?
Dada.
It was Dada Supreme. Dada Supreme. You're so right. So right.
Wow, what happened to Google was right, but I was ready for you.
Well, way to be ready. Way to already anticipate.
Wow. All right. So
we should give away a pair on air.
Pair on air. Look at Todd.
I'm going to trademark that right.
Pair on air.
Pair on air.
Trademark that, Todd.
And we're going to start doing our Poor Sport in the week again. We're going to bring back the old segment from the Poor Sports Show. Rest in peace, Poor Sports Show.
JoJo. Watch that. Just watch the highlight.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Okay, we got to end the show because we have to watch basketball.
You can explain it to the people. Joel Embiid.
I'll let you explain it.
Joel Embiid reverse pivot from the 3-point line and then banged on two people in the paint.
This is why we do our show from 2 to 4, because once games pop up on the TV, it's kind of hard to keep everyone's attention.
Yeah, that's.
Does it have to be the week or Poor Sport of the week?
Go ahead. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's practice today, and then next week we'll actually do it for real.
Who's my poor sport?
Who's your poor sport?
Yeah, let me go first because it is gonna get taken.
So, anyways, poor sport of the week. What we do with this segment and what we used to do on the Poor Sports Show is, somebody. It could be. It doesn't necessarily even have to be an athlete, but
doesn't have to be a team. It can be an owner.
It could be a team. It could be an owner. Just somebody that is either a poor sport in life, and I'm really upset with ESPN because they did Barakatology, but they don't do Trumpetology.
Nope. Won't happen. You will not see it.
They're a terrific team. Very terrific.
Oh. It'd be huge.
But
huge.
but it could be anything. So your poor sport could be anything that's just really stupid or bad or a legit poor sport in life. You know what I'm saying? So
I got it.
Josh has one. We'll start with Josh, and Steve's going to look his up. Then Todd, you're next. So
I'm trying to spell this dude's name.
My poor sport.
DONALD space TRUMP.
That is
at
not
the real Donald Trump. My poor sport, honestly, is Odell Beckham's social media.
Oh, we didn't talk about
that. That's my poor sport.
How did we skip Odell?
His videos have literally put his entire career in question and in jeopardy. He's messed up playoff runs by taking boat trips. He's potentially losing millions of dollars. Like I saw a figure.
He wanted to be paid this year.
Yeah, he wanted to get like quarterback.
He wanted to be the highest paid player.
He wanted quarterback money, and This man's out here with blunts and French prostitutes doing cocaine.
Whoa.
It's not a good look. Not
French
a good
or
look.
Spanish?
No, she's French.
Okay.
She's from Paris. I don't know
But
what
they're
her,
in
I don't know what her,
Spain.
I don't know what her background. No. They were in Paris.
Were they?
Yeah, because he was there for Parisian Fashion Week or something.
Wow.
Something, and it was something Paris related.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sad about.
Do you want to rebuttal his poor sport?
I'm sad about Odell Beckham as a Giants fan. He does jeopardize the team with his boat trips and me being like in
And
the
hot tub
social media
videos.
marketing business and like
Yeah.
public relations. It's just stupid
Yeah.
that him or someone else had that phone and put him in a bad situation
Yeah.
like that. He was eating pizza, and on the private chat, we kind of explained a little bit about
Which
that.
not everybody you're hanging out with
That
their
is
cell
not-
phones out
That is not pizza.
is your friend.
That was not
Amen to
pizza.
that.
That was a piece of blunt. Is
Listen,
what that was.
listen, and listen,
It was the crust in France, that really dark crust.
listen.
It's
I
burnt.
do not eat
It's well
crust
done.
with
It's
4
not New York
fingers, Tom.
It's not New York pizza that he's used to eating.
I do not eat pizza crust with 3 or more fingers. I promise.
I
It's-
didn't-
Listen, we don't condone you doing anything
I didn't-
stupid
yes.
or illegal, but if you are, make sure the people around you are people you know will not put your business out there on their cell phones, because not everybody around at your little party or your little
is your friend.
is your
Yeah.
friend. And some of those people, especially when you're famous, are there to make good Instagram stories. So be careful.
Yeah.
Snapchat's out there.
Ruining lives.
Hey, D'Angelo Russell got traded because of Snapchat.
He lost an entire locker room
Exactly.
off of Snapchat.
Wow.
So, Odell, you're a great player, but do better at life.
Word.
That's right.
Todd,
Poor sport.
poor sport.
My poor sport of the week is the Louisville Cardinals. After being snubbed by the NCAA, reportedly the players and maybe some coaches almost refused the NIT bid to play, and I just think that's poor form and poor sports, and they should just play for the experience. If you didn't make it, there's a lot of fans, very loyal fans too in Louisville, who want to watch basketball, and just go play.
Well, and USC's in the same boat. They feel like they should have made the tournament.
Yeah.
They didn't. And the coach is saying, like, they have a game tonight. I don't know if our players are going to play. We don't even want to be here.
Yeah.
USC is making us play. And so he's kind of throwing the whole school under the bus, which USC, it's a money grab.
Mhm.
It's on TV. They want to make some more money off the basketball team before the season's totally up. And I understand why teams don't want to play, but at the same time, if you feel like you should have been in the tournament,
Then make the
let that
tournament.
motivate. But yeah, play better to make the tournament, and let that motivate you. If you're really that good, go out there and dominate the NIT.
Exactly. That. Yes.
That's always my thing too.
That's how
and,
you.
But-
and I feel like that could be
yeah.
a springboard. Like my own Nevada Wolfpack 3 years ago, they were not even the NIT. They were in with the CBI, was it right?
Oh wow!
And they won it. But
They did.
But they got them some recruits and got some confidence, and now they've made the tournament the last 2 years. So
I
hopefully
see
you
why.
got to
I
win
see why
on
the-
Friday.
I
But
see why the two of you guys are best friends.
Why?
Because his poor sport is a team that showed poor form. This guy is for 3 weeks upset about the hockey player taking off her silver medal. Like, she needs to keep the medal off.
oh, the Canadian. Oh yeah, that's like can we go back?
Best friend. Best friend.
She
Right,
regretted
right.
it though. She put it back on
Did she?
in interviews. She did.
In an interview.
Okay.
That's good.
Too late.
The video has been made, ma'am. Your one snap judgment.
We know you
was-
for this. We don't know you for the interview on the Today Show.
We know that you are now a horrible person in life.
Steve, who's your poor sport?
All right. I guess it's not sports related.
Okay,
But
it's all right.
Uh-oh.
all right. So this guy
Phil Laurent coming on.
is Benjamin Brofman. Now
Benjamin Button.
I know y'all don't know who he is.
Brad
he
Pitt.
He is the lawyer for Martin Scarelli. Martin Scarelli is the guy
Farmer bro.
who, Farmer Bro is the guy who basically
We're going to have rules to poor sport of the
He
week.
had he had the
We
company.
can't go too off script.
He had the company that had the HIV or AIDS drug that was like $7
Oh,
a pill.
Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
And exactly.
I
That's
did
exactly
see
right.
that. I
He
did
He
see
raised
that.
the price to like
I did see that.
$300 a pill or
I did
something
see
crazy.
that. I did see
Then
that.
he bought the
This is a good
Wu-Tang
one.
album at the auction, and he's like been a complete like moron about it, letting little snippets leak in the background on YouTube
Man,
videos.
good
and
radio
stuff.
word, Steve.
So I'm
Moron, because I know you wanted to say more.
yeah, I did. I would.
Moron. What's
but,
moron, cuz?
So he was in court. I believe this was his sentencing, And the reason why I'm saying his lawyer is the poor sport, because the lawyer told his judge, like basically in his final plea for like a lighter sentence, the lawyer was basically like, look, there are certain times, I wanted to hug this guy, but for the most part, I just wanted to punch him in his face. And it's like,
wow.
If you're the lawyer trying to make it seem like your client is not a moron, you don't want to say that. Like,
Listen,
as much as
you're the moron now.
I have like no sympathy for Martin Scarelli because of his attitude and the way he does things, but it's just like, come on, dude, like you're supposed to be on my team.
But listen, there's some good-hearted lawyers in life that really don't want to win that case if they don't like the guy they're if you don't believe the guy, if the guy's a jerk the whole time you're trying to
I don't lose, I win.
Yeah.
Some of my lawyer friends might get mad at me for saying it, but being a criminal defense attorney, some of the people you represent are guilty.
Are criminals.
They're criminals.
Are criminals.
And they know it, of course, but
and whether he did or did not, whatever in this particular case. But yeah, I saw that comment.
I was just like, bro, you can't say that. Like,
Now my question is,
he had to give up the Wu-Tang CD.
I was
Got
just going to ask
seized.
that. Man, you didn't even let me. The anticipation for that question just,
The feds are going to auction it again, I think.
man.
What
the question I was going to ask, like, what
Wu-Tang
happens
CD
with the
is what
Wu-Tang? They made one CD,
yeah.
and
ever heard
you
it.
couldn't let it. You can't release it for 80 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
He
Why?
bought it for like
He-
$4 million, I
Yeah.
think.
It was more than
made-
that.
only one copy.
They made a one copy CD, a one of one. It's a custom box, custom CD. Like it's a work of art, basically.
You can't duplicate it or anything
Yeah.
in for 80 years.
It's
And
Wu-Tang.
he bought it for
Wu-Tang's
like
for the
I
kids.
think $4 million or something in an auction. That's
He's
how
an
they sold it.
idiot,
They
first
auctioned it
off.
off.
He's
The
rich.
It's Wu-Tang, baby.
I mean,
So,
dang.
but
How
now,
rich are you
yeah.
that you wanted to hang out with Wu-Tang?
but
He didn't
now-
get to hang out.
yeah,
They
he
don't
didn't
even
That's
like
what
him.
I'm
Yeah,
saying. That's what I'm
but-
saying. Like,
They don't even like the guy.
exactly.
So so he's
So-
releasing it, right? I mean they're taking it away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seized it as property.
So now
And they're
gonna
going to auction off all his property, which includes the
Oh.
Wu-Tang album.
So who's
and
going to buy
their,
the Wu-Tang
and their
album?
little FBI auctions or whatever.
oh yeah.
I got a
Todd,
feeling some.
Todd throws around hundreds for golf bets. So Todd, you want to get this Wu-Tang album for us?
Here's
It's
here's the Rizzo with the copy of it, the box.
Yeah.
It's called Once Upon a Time in
okay.
Yes.
That's hot.
Right.
4 million hot? Not
I
in
don't
a
know, man.
chance.
If I had a few $100 million, I would have bought it. But
Especially if I can't monetize that 4 million.
I
Now, if
mean-
you saying I made 4 million into 30 million,
Listen, you could
different conversation.
you could monetize it, bro.
Can you?
Yeah,
But you said you can't release
You
it.
could have listening parties.
Yeah.
Again,
Charge
it's-
people to come listen to the
again,
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang ain't bringing them out like that.
It's actually
Okay.
only
Okay.
$2 million.
Hip hop heads, but how many hip hop heads are just rolling in dough to
Nah,
actually make
there's
this money
people
back?
that would.
How many
It was
people have
almost-
come out with a one-of-one album? Like,
There's $2
I'm
million
sure plenty.
actually. Sorry, not
ain't
4.
nobody came out. Yeah,
$2
some,
million.
some underground dude
they
in his
think
basement.
the value of it now is about that. Though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Quan has recorded a bunch of one-of-one albums that didn't go, not Quan, but his clients. You know what I'm saying? Like, God bless his clients, though. Keep coming. Keep paying.
Some of them are
But look,
still.
Some of
never
them
Still trying to
released.
get through
Yeah.
one.
Some of them ain't, I mean, that's the business. I've probably got about 3 or 4 one-of-one albums that didn't never come out. Like, whatever. Like,
Steve's
It is
been
what it is.
talking a lot about his rap career lately. I feel like he's trying to get some music out there.
The
again.
the
I'm on.
remix, the
I
remix
got a
is coming.
MySpace music page.
Ah.
Do you?
no, I never had a MySpace music page.
Wow.
Todd,
No.
I have to hear this. Are you flowing, Todd?
Yeah.
Todd's flowing on the mic, Quad?
Ty got bars?
It's more of
It's more like electrical,
yeah.
Electrical.
like EDM
What is
before
that?
it was.
Oh, okay.
Before
Okay.
it was cool.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Back when it was techno.
What
It was
was
tech-
your
it was
what was your
definitely
rap
techno.
name back then?
It was T minus.
That's not bad.
Oh.
Not bad.
That's better than what's that guy's name? Marshmallow or something?
Was it
Some
T-minus
DJ
Todd?
Marshmallow?
T minus Todd.
Well, T minus and the song is called The Final Countdown.
Damn it, Todd, you lost me.
Yeah, but it fits.
You
It
almost,
just sounds like
you almost had me.
It's good. The final
Almost
countdown.
had me. We
Oh,
have the-
MySpace.com/Quan5966 is still in existence.
Wow, I don't even remember my MySpace. I have to.
Oh, he
dig that
remember. He
one up.
remembers.
The
I can't find your
Countdown.
I can't find yours, Todd.
Mm.
I don't think MySpace even plays music, does it?
Yeah.
I pushed play.
It's probably because MySpace is down. What are you looking for right now? You type in MySpace.com now. The internet
still
says
there.
the internet
Yeah.
says this site no longer exists. Like, oh,
404
No, it's still
error.
there. Like my songs are still on there.
I'm sure my MySpace page is still
It
popping.
was. I looked at. It's a
I
couple
think
years
only
ago,
the
but
music profiles are still up. If you
Oh,
didn't have a
really?
music profile, you're not up anymore.
I
don't
still
know.
have John Legend playing Ordinary People
Wow.
on a black and white. Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
MySpace page was hot.
I will say,
It was very smooth. It was
MySpace,
black and white.
mine was pretty fire. Yeah.
Yeah, the music doesn't play on there anymore though.
Remember how much people took their top 5
Dude,
and
the top
my-
8.
Oh man.
I had a top 32, and it was
Oh
like,
yeah, when they started doing all that.
and it was like legit.
No, I
Probably
had
about-
legit fights if I moved somebody from number 3 to number
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
I
Or
remember
like
that.
big deals, like if it's like a girl you liked and you moved her in your top
Yeah,
one. It's like,
yeah.
whoa, it's like
Yeah.
getting
Moving
serious.
on up, moving up in the list.
Yeah,
I definitely like played some games like that.
yeah, it was good.
I'm not enough
Oh, my goodness.
detail to give me the chain, but you guys
That's all right.
feel what I'm
That's all right.
saying.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
Good old
and then you
MySpace,
change the
wow.
song. You know, like, oh, he's mad at me because he put this song up, and he knows what this song does to me.
He
Why-
knows I don't like DMX.
Why won't that work with the young kids today? Like they would be into it, I think.
MySpace can
Maybe
definitely
not
make a
in a
comeback.
different.
Yeah.
Maybe it's mobile first. Maybe it looks a little different, but
Yeah,
I don't know. These kids are.
These kids are just weird, dude.
leave the kids alone, guys.
No, they're weird.
We were all kids one
I
day.
know, and
We
that's
were.
the thing that saddens me.
You know, sometimes I look.
I'm sad that I was once a kid.
No, I'm sad.
My
I'm
poor
sad
sport goes to me being a kid.
I'm sad that it
Can I
just
get my
didn't-
poor sport?
It just yeah. Go
Man,
ahead.
You guys are messed up.
Go
Who's
ahead.
You let me host the show. You don't let me talk.
We don't.
you
Cut
you make
off
you
over
get us
and over
talking.
again.
My poor sport. Who I don't really have one, so I'm just gonna go with Father Time, because they took Craig Mack.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
and I don't know if they're cussing on here. So if they are, forgive me. But
You'll know in the first
remix
30
is
seconds,
dope.
right?
this isn't the edited version. Huh? Whoa,
Yeah.
see, and but
just keep the chain.
just
it's all good.
my poor sport is Quan for continually playing derogatory hip hop.
It wasn't derogatory. We'll just play the instrumental.
That was legit hip hop right there.
We'll play the
Oh,
instrumental.
man.
But, you know, back when hip hop was hip hop, Craig Mack, and I believe when Puff Daddy found him, he was actually like homeless, wasn't he? Or maybe he was homeless afterwards. But Craig Mack
I don't
definitely went through a lot. But from what I know, you know, he was actually a Christian recently. So, you know, did a lot of-
that was the reason that they were saying that his career didn't continue.
Yeah.
It was because he really became really big in the church.
Yeah.
So,
That's always a good thing, man.
Yeah.
I think it's really wild but intriguing when people they search for a really long time for a certain career, and then when they get it, they almost simultaneously choose something else. And I think Ricky Williams, the running back, is a good example of that, where it's like his whole life. This guy was on his way to the Hall of Fame, you know, when he came to the league, and then all of a sudden it was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, he just loves weed and this and that and whatever. But
He
when
does.
of course he does. I know it. But
No,
he's
loves
got
it.
He's a
Loves
marijuana
it.
consultant.
Yeah.
now. He has like a whole therapy.
he,
I
he
watched
definitely
this.
found his niche.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing is that according to everybody else, he's supposed to be playing football because that's what he's great at. But he chose to do what he wanted to do, and everybody thought he was crazy or off his rocker. And
Well,
all
he
these
still
other
wanted to play
things.
football.
But-
He just
I
didn't
know,
want
but
to give
how
up the
o-
drug.
But how often do you
And-
feel like you tell young people follow your passions, right? And do
Right,
that.
exactly.
Like he played football because he was talented and a great player and made a lot of money,
But I don't think that was
wasn't
his passion, right? You know, so I salute people like Craig Mack. Even
Listen,
Mace,
when you're a
when
weed
Mace had
head,
left,
when
you
you're a
know?
weed
But
head,
it was less about weed for Ricky Williams. I've seen interviews with him, and more about him being
Okay.
forced to use painkillers.
Yeah,
and
and
he
he
didn't
didn't
want to
really
do
want
that.
I
He
feel
wanted
that.
natural remedies, and that's what was messed up about it.
yeah, and weed heads love that excuse. But let's face
It's
it,
a natural medicine.
it is. But
and I
when
don't
you-
think
okay,
Odell Beckham had any of it.
When you overdo
It was
anything,
pizza crust.
when you overdo anything, especially weed, it can make your passions less passionate.
Pizza Hut is called. in and
It can
said,
make
that
it
was
can make
not our
you
pizza.
it can make you a lot less passionate about your passions when you're smoking weed. all day, all night, in the morning, in the afternoon. You're like, you know what? I'm cool on football.
But I think
chilling.
You know what? I don't want to go to practice today.
I'm good, coach.
I think in the end, though, he's probably happier now than he would have been playing football.
Yeah, weed's legal
that's how I
everywhere.
feel like. So, well,
He's
yeah.
out here chilling.
Shut the show.
He's
down.
in Vegas
All right,
chilling.
so
Gosh,
through
Quan,
everywhere.
like,
so through.
Chilling in Vegas.
but
He's
I
out
mean,
here.
He's probably out here a lot getting some weed. No, is it legal in Florida?
I don't
Yes.
know. It is.
Everything's
Maybe
legal
medical.
in Florida.
No, now.
Not everything.
Medical.
I believe it's recreational now.
In Florida?
I think.
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Wow,
Uh,
that's a Google for after the show goes off.
Our weed expert, Todd Levy, is going to give you the list of places